Hello, welcome everyone for today's first day of presentation schedule. The first presentation that we are going to go for will be Group 3. Who is representing Group 3 to present?
Me, sir.
Okay, so Group 3 is going to be you, huh?
Yes.
Fantastic. So what you're going to do now is you're going to share your screen and play your YouTube video. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Has recently developed a new.
Sir, can you hear it?
Can.
I'll mute myself.
Start from zero lah. Okay.
Hi, Mr. Raghav and my fellow classmates. We are Group 3. My group members are Ziqing, Yili, Xiaowen, Samir, and I'm Sochi. Today, we will present about PepsiCo and strategies that can help PepsiCo become the world-leading company. PepsiCo is a leading food and beverage company. The vision is to be the global leader in convenient food and beverages. And the mission is to create more smiles with every sip and every bite. Let's start with the situational analysis. Michael Porter's 6 forces. PepsiCo has a low rate of new entry, high intensity of rivalries, high pressure from substitute products, high power of buyers, low power of suppliers, and high power of complementers. Next, for Virio, the resources such as money, warehouse automation, and employees are valuable, but it's not rare. It is competitive parity. However, for brand, commercial partner, and products are valuable, rare, difficult to imitate, and well organized. It is sustained competitive advantages. Moving on to IFE and ESE. The total weighted score for IFE is 2.95 and total weighted score for ESE is 3.05. Next, for CPM, we choose Coca-Cola and Green Park Snacks as competitors. The reason we choose Green Park Snacks because they focus on healthy products by using natural ingredients, which are PepsiCo substitute option. Then, as you can see, PepsiCo has the highest total score of 3.7 because they have a high weighted score for some of the critical success factors, especially the diverse product line. Coca-Cola comes in second with a total score of 3.55. One of the factors that keeps Coca-Cola ahead is market share. Moving on, the total score from Green Park Snacks is 2.6. Although Green Park Snacks have the highest weighted score for brand reputation, but they have a very low score for other factors. Now I'll pass it to Xiaowen to explain about the problems and opportunity.
Thank you, Suchi. Now we move on to the problems and opportunity which are identified from the situational analysis. First is the changes in consumer preference. Most consumers are becoming more mindful of their health and are starting to switch to healthier alternatives such as less sugar or zero sugar in the carbonated drinks. However, with the increased trends in no carbs, where Pepsi has already started the plan to move towards a healthier and sustainable approach, can lead this problem to an opportunity for Pepsi to develop a new product line with healthier concept for the health-conscious consumer. Next problem is high competition among rivalries. Being in an industry with low entry barrier with high competition can be a problem for Pepsi as there's an existing player that holds a stable market share and loyal consumer base. And at the same time, there are also emergence of smaller brands that are starting to take over the market share and can lead to Pepsi have a risk in become a global market leader. Lastly, there are also opportunities detected, which is increase the trends of personalization. Since COVID-19, research has found that customers has recently developed a new shopping preference and behavior where customers seek value on purchasing personalized product and are expecting every company to offer such a personalization product for the customer. PepsiCo can use this opportunity and jump on the personalization trend as it can drive engagement and have a positive relationship towards their customer. With the problems and opportunity identified, we set an objective which help Pepsi to tackle both problems and respond to the opportunity. The short-term objective will be Pepsi ought to increase 5% market share in global carbonated beverage and snack market by 2024. And for long term, will be increase 10% market share by 2032. Now I'll pass to Yili to continue this presentation.
Thank you, Sharon. So for the strategic management tools, the first tool is IE metrics. So Pepsi fall into the division 2 of the Boil and Build region. It shows that Pepsi has average internal position and has strong ability to deal with external factors. And therefore, Pepsi should be adopting intensive and aggressive strategy. And the suggested strategy would be market penetration, market development, product development, vertical and with horizontal integration. And for the metrics, Pepsi falls into the aggressive quadrant. It shows that Pepsi has rapid growth with a strong competitive position in the market. Besides, Pepsi has the ability to fully utilize available opportunities and increase its market share. The suggested strategy would be market penetration, market development, product development, diversification, and integration. Next, for the strategic decision. For the strategy 1 is launch soda alcoholic beverage. In here, the most important factor would be global expansion, such as how well is your product is able to reach your customer all over the world. And here, the total average score is 3.25. For the strategy 2, acquire a ugly brand, the most important factors would be global expansion and brand reputation, such as how well is your product is able to reach your customer all over the world, and also how well is this product is able to help Pepsi to improve their brand image and reputation. In here, the total average score is 3.55. And for the last strategy, strategy 3, personalization product and packaging. In here, the most important factor would be product quality, such as how well is the quality of the product, is it environmentally friendly enough to help Pepsi to meet nowadays customer demand. Moreover, a good quality product can help Pepsi to attract customers to purchase their personalized product. And here we get a total average score of 3.15. Among all three strategies, we decided to take the first two strategies. And that's all for me. Next, I'll pass it to Ziqing to talk about the strategies implementation.
Thank you, Yili. Before presenting on strategy implementation, we need to analyze whether PepsiCo has enough capital to implement the strategies. Here are some calculations based on the latest quarter report from PepsiCo, and we concluded that PepsiCo has enough capital to implement both strategies. So, for the implementation of strategy 1, product development by launching soda alcoholic beverages, we will be collaborating with Heineken for the entire launching process. The launching process includes R&D, product positioning, launching, marketing, and evaluation. To summarize everything, this new product is targeting the market and launched in the global market with cost leadership pricing strategy. We are planning to have social and influencer marketing, roadshow, and collaboration with Uniqlo to promote our new product launching. During the launch period, we will be using different bundle concepts to sell our new product. What is bundle concept? Actually, we have mixed bundle and brands bundle. Mixed bundle is we combine the Pepsi Cola series with one soda alcoholic flavor into a bundle. As for brands bundle, is combining the carbonated beverages and snack brands of PepsiCo together with the soda alcoholic beverages. Selling in bundle can attract customers to have a first try of our new flavor, at the same time strengthen the new product recognition in the market. We estimated 2 billion for the whole launching process. Moving on to strategy 2, which is acquisition of ugly brand from Green Park Snack Limited. This is the acquisition process, including valuation, negotiation, preparation, acquisition, and evaluation. A little bit background about Green Park Snack Limited. The company businesses focus in Lohas with an approximately 73 million of total received investment. But the company itself is having a net loss of 846,000 and 2 million of total debt. The brand Ugly itself is having revenue of 11 million in 2022. However, due to the low performances of the mother company, the brand net worth is negative 587,000. Hence, this is a great timing for PepsiCo to acquire the brand in order to expand into the healthy product line. And we estimated 30 million for the whole acquisition process. Now I'll pass to Samir for evaluation and possible outcome.
Thank you, Ziqing. For the evaluation, for short-term, PepsiCo should increase 2% market share in the global carbonated beverages and snack market by 2023. In the short term, PepsiCo ought to increase 7% share in the carbonated beverages and snack market by 2029. And for the frequency of evaluation, the evaluation will be done every quarter due to the rapid changes and constant changes in the FMCG industry. Now, for the possible outcomes, where we'll discuss the possible issues and solutions. From the first strategy, we see that the first issue is the limited selling channels. This is due to, especially in Muslim countries, where alcoholic beverages are confined to non-halal sections and alcoholic sections in supermarket and are not readily available like in other countries. So the solution we found is to launch the products in specific countries, but not globally. And to tackle the Muslim countries' problems, so we see that Heineken already has a beverage where they imitate the taste of beer, but has 0% alcohol. So this can be used to launch in Muslim countries. The second issue from first strategy is the loose competitive advantage in the market. And this is because Coca-Cola already launched an alcoholic beverage first, and this gave them an edge already. So to tackle that, the issues we found is to launch the soda alcoholic flavors with 0 alcohol, as mentioned earlier, which is actually unique. And also PepsiCo can invest more in marketing and advertising. Now, from the second strategy, the issue we found is low brand recognition in a global market. And the solution is to include Abili, which we just discussed, as the acquisition into brand bundle to raise recognition. And the other solution is that PepsiCo can invest more in marketing and advertising. Now, for finance part, PepsiCo might have an issue where they cannot pay short-term debts. The solutions we found is that PepsiCo can reduce payback duration from customers, but increase payback duration to suppliers. That's all from us. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. You can share your screen, Chiawen. Okay, for all members of the group, I have 2 questions for you guys. Anyone can answer. Okay, why did you use space metrics in your strategic development? You all heard me? Can you all hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
all hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you.
you heard my
TP has
question,
some
right?
issues.
Okay, can other members would like to answer? First, why did you guys use space metrics in your strategic development? Any member can answer, go ahead.
Sir, I think I can take this question.
Go ahead.
All right. So basically, we use space metric is because this metrics can help us clearly identify the internal strategic position as well as external strategic position. So after we use the space metric, and then we can clearly know that our competitive, our industry, our financial position, and our environmental strength. So basically, after we use this space metric and we are getting the result that suggests that our company is fall under aggressive position. So after that, then only we came out with our QSPM for suggesting the strategy suggested by space metric. Yeah.
Okay, what other tools did you consider using when you're developing your strategy?
We are using IE metrics as well as space metric before we going to QSPM.
No,
For
what
IE
other did you consider?
Sorry,
I
sir,
can
can you
answer
repeat?
this. Sir,
My
before
question,
this,
yeah.
we also use the BCG matrix, but we noticed that Pepsi fall under all of the quadrant, which is the star, cash cow, pet, and the other one. So we think that the BCG metric is not that suitable for our strategic management tool. That's why we only use IE metrics and space metrics, where they both analyze both the internal and external factor of our company, which is how we are able to find out what is the suitable strategies that we can use for our QSPM.
This is to develop your strategy, not for your QSPM yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I have that answer. Okay, I have another question that I want to ask you guys. It's regarding, let me see where I saw it is. Another question I want to ask you guys. You have gave me two problems and opportunity. May I know why two problems and opportunity? Wasn't there any more additional problems? Wasn't there any more additional opportunities? Why there's only you limit yourself to two problems and one opportunity? Or is there something that I'm missing?
Sir, basically the problems and opportunity is we retrieve from our situational analysis and then we choose the most important problems and the most attractive opportunity for Pepsi in order to make them to fulfill their to achieve their aspiration to become the global leader. So this is why we narrow down into two problems and one opportunity.
But did you manage to find other opportunities as well?
Yes, actually the problem one, as we mentioned, actually the problem one, it's also giving us an opportunity. So the problem one, it's about, hold on, yeah, sorry.
Change in consumer preference.
Yeah, basically change in consumer preference, although it might seem as a threat for the whole carbonated beverages and opportunity industry, but actually this can create an opportunity for PepsiCo to expand into the healthy product line. So which not only a threat, but it's also bring opportunity at the same time. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically,
Any other members? Okay, thank you.
yeah,
Any
thank you,
other
sir.
members would like to add on to that point? To why
Yes.
you have only two problems and one opportunity? Go ahead.
Actually, for our problems and opportunity, we are finding the latest trend, such as the healthier alternatives and the personalization that other company they are using. Yeah.
Any other members want to add on to that?
I also want to add on that too many problems and opportunity might be too hard for us to tackle all of them, which is why we only focus two problem and technically two opportunity, which is under the problem one also.
So you're saying that we just tackle the top two, the most important priority.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, you all can be eased now.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
so
Thank you,
this
sir.
will be my feedback. Okay, if I say it's excellent, okay, if I say it's excellent, that means you would have scored more than 80 marks for that particular element. Okay, if I say it's outstanding, sorry, if I say it's excellent, it's above 80. Yeah. If I said the word very good, okay, it's above 70. If I say good, it's above 60. Okay. So for C1, for your presentation and structure, okay, the design was design of the poster is very nicely done, very clear, not too much empty space. The explanation and presentation were well prepared, well rehearsed. So there was a clear structure, well presented work. So for that, you get an excellent result. I gave you an excellent grade for that. And so for C2, use of academic resources, okay, and Harvard referencing. You had more than sufficient use of resources, okay. The method of referencing were clear and consistent, okay, and follow according to Harvard referencing system. So you get an excellent marks for C2 as well. Okay, the third one will be adapting your content, adapting your for situation analysis tool. You have more sufficient situation analysis tool. You clearly express it. Okay. Clearly express it, and then there were sufficient evidences that are found in your, how to say, in your appendix. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually giving you a very good grade. Okay, for your identification and review of problem and opportunity, C4. C4 identification done very well. It's just that the review, I think, could have been improved a little bit more. So I think for C4, I'm going to give you a good grade. Okay, C4 becomes a good grade. Okay, then C5, coming up with two strategies, implementing the strategy development was very clear. QSPM was well used, sufficient review has been done. Perhaps my thing was maybe implementation, you can go a little bit better. So instead of going excellent, you get a very good grade here. So I think implementation didn't push me to go for excellent yet. Then for Q&A, sufficient members were eager to answer the right answers some more. So we can give you a very good grade for that as well. Okay, so I will compute the marks and then I will put into your mark sheet really soon. Yeah, you have to give me some time. Okay, perhaps later today or after Wednesday, after everybody has finished. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, just remain back, don't disappear. Okay, Alvin, please your turn. Please play your YouTube video. Oh, Alvin. Alvin, you there? Your audio is on, but we cannot hear you. Your audio is on, you cannot hear you. Can you share your screen? Make sure you tick on the bottom there. Share audio, play your YouTube video, please. We cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Alvin. Switch off and switch on your audio, please.
Good morning, Mr. Raghav sir and my fellow students. Today, I'm going to present about my business strategy for Pepsi and Co. Pepsi and Co. is originated and created, developed by Klopp and Tim. It was renamed as Pepsi Cola in 1898 and PepsiCo in 1961. PepsiCo is an American multinational food, snack and beverage corporation in New York. Okay, let's move on to EFA metrics. First of all, for the opportunities, demand for Pepsi over competitors, the ratings will be 3 because it is a well-known company drink in worldwide. Second is changing trends. For Pepsi, the rating will be 3. Why the rating is 3? Because always Pepsi company is improvise their drinks according to the trend until now. And let's move on to internet promotion. For internet promotion, as we all know, Pepsi is everywhere in the internet. We can find it in every social media to up to date. And partnership, restaurants, and weddings. For partnership, we give it the rate 2. It is because most of the fast food companies, they are partnership and most of the vending machines. For tracks, non-carbonated beverage, my rating will be 3 because it is not healthy drink. And for imitation products, the ratings will be 2 because there are many products similar with Pepsi, many carbonated drinks. For competition, the ratings will be 2 because the tough competition for PepsiCo is Coke. Now let's move on to CPM. CPM, as we see, for PepsiCo, the financial will be 3, the ratings will be 3, and for Coca-Cola will be 4. For the image, the ratings for PepsiCo will be 4 and Coca-Cola will be Pepsi will be 4 and Coca-Cola will be 4 in almost the same. For market share, the ratings will be 3 and for Coca-Cola will be 4. It is higher than PepsiCo. For loyalty is for Pepsi is 3, for Coca-Cola is also 3, almost the same. For price point, the ratings will be 3 and for Coca-Cola also will be 3. For the competition also, both for PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is 3. For quality, PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is also the same 4 because it's both also the carbonated drinks. For advertising, as we know, PepsiCo and Coca-Cola is really doing their best in advertising. Now let's move on to IFE metrics. IFE metrics for the strength, the ratings will be 4 for strong brand equity and worldwide recognition will be 4. Wide variety of products will be 4. Innovation will be 4. Ethical, sustainable will be 3. Strong advertising will be 3. Lastly, last market share after Coke will be 4. And let's move on to weakness. For expensive production is 2. Products for changing demands is 2. Centralized decision making is 1. Product recalls is 1. Low employment is 2. And the last, dependent on US market will be 2. So in total, the total rating will be 2.72. The score is 2.72. Let's move on to VRIO analysis. For VRIO analysis, if there is no for valuable and the other rare, imitable and organized, it is under competitive disadvantage. And if it is if it is same for valuable, rare and imitable and organized, if the 4 is yes, it will be sustainable competitive advantage. Now let's move on to BCG metrics. For this BCG metrics, PepsiCo falls under star and it is high market growth rate and also high relative market share. For IE metrics, the EFE is 2.33. It is called medium, and IFE is 2.72. It is average. Pepsi falls under 5. The strategy is hold and maintain. This division recommended market penetration and product development. For QSPM, the last part is the main strategy we use is improvise. The first strategy will be improvise the marketing campaign and product development. Second strategy will be increase market share and boosted R&D investment for product innovations. And for tracks, the strategy will be analyze and mirror competitors' move. And the strategy for tracks will be minimize cost to attract more consumers despite market penetration. The total for the opportunities will be the total ratings will be 1.74 for 1.37 for strategy 1 and strategic 2 will be 1.74. For strategic 3 is 0.87 and for strategic 4 is 2.46. Recommendations is recommendation and implementations. Strategic 4 opportunity and strategic 2 is for track market, which is market penetration and minimize production cost. Implementations for opportunity market penetration is increase number of consumers share. Second is to keep with the current trend and the demand of the customers. For trade, minimize product cost, which is to get cheaper price from supplier for raw materials. focus on reducing costs in packaging while maintaining the quality. For tracks, high competition with other brands, and second is cost due to the current demand and material prices. For track is drop in quality, second is dissatisfied customers. The forecast, the more we have to focus for this is cost effective, loyalty, generate customers, and market share. Thank you, Mr. Raghav sir and my fellow friends.
Okay, thank you. Can you unblock your, you can now switch on your mic, please, and speak to us. I have a couple of questions for you. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Alvin, can you hear me loud and clear? Hello, Alvin. I cannot hear you, Alvin. Can anybody else hear Alvin? I think, Alvin, you need to switch off your mic and switch on back. Okay, Alvin, try to say something, Alvin. Refresh, maybe. Can you refresh, please? Yeah, please do that quickly. We need to go for the Q&A session. Okay, rest of us, please wait a couple of minutes here. Let him come back.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir, now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Sorry, sir. My PC, I think, got mic problems, sir. So I joined in my phone, sir.
Okay, no problem. Okay, my first question that I want to address to you, it's about your Vrio analysis. Either in your presentation or your poster, you just mentioned about what is Vrio analysis. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, and then even in your appendix, there's no justification whether Vrio analysis is done or not. So may I ask you, why are you using Vrio analysis as a situation tool? Because I don't see any evidence. Even your presentation, you just tell me fundamentally what is Vrio analysis. You never show me any adaptation of Vrio analysis. Hello?
Hello, sir. Sir,
Yes.
actually, I did, sir, but I never put the appendix part, sir, and the reference part.
So that goes straight away not done, lah. Okay.
Yes.
That goes straight away not done, lah. Okay. Next, next thing I want to ask you, you did BCG metrics, but from the look of it, your BCG metrics focuses on the whole company of PepsiCo rather than business units. May I know why?
Sir, sorry, sir. Come again, sir. The question.
Okay. You did BCG metrics, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. When you're using BCG metrics, instead of looking at the four elements. I'm looking at Pepsi as individual business units. Instead of looking at Pepsi's individual business unit, you're trying to do Pepsi as a whole. May I know why?
Sir, but actually, I just focus on one, sir, the star thing.
Yeah, but why Pepsi got so many different business units?
Oh,
Pepsi got so many different business units, right? So why you just focus on one? How can you put one company in one BCG? You should focus on specific business units.
okay, sir.
Okay. Next one is about your QSPM. If you look at your QSPM table, there is one thing that really astonished me there. I want you to look at the weights that you have given. The weights that you're given for health conscious customer and cheaper alternatives. Okay, cheaper alternatives, you gave 0.1. Health conscious customer, you gave 0.09. May I know how did you differentiate between 0.1 to 0.09? Because there's no evidence you proving that as well. That's what I'm asking you now. How do you differentiate between that 0.09 and 1? How do you differentiate that? Yeah.
Sir, because like people focus more on the health, so based on that, I put the weight, sir.
No. My question is, how did you differentiate the 0.09 to 0.1? How did you get? What made you change 0.01?
I think I wrongly calculated, sir.
Wrong. Okay. How do you calculate? Now I have another question for you. How did you calculate?
Like based on the points, I read it.
That's the why I'm looking at, see, some of the points I'm asking your weights, your distribution of weights. Sometimes you get
Okay,
0.05, 0.08, 0.13, 0.12, 0.05. My question is, how did you differentiate a weight of 0.1 to 0.09? How did you differentiate those factors? That's all I want to know.
Sir, I don't know, sir.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you. You can go and ease right now. I'll give you my
Okay, sir.
feedback on my okay, feedback. Let me look at the outlook. For
Okay, sir.
C1, your design of poster, it's not done well because there's so many empty spaces. And then when you're presenting, you talk a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit of a history about PepsiCo, and then you're giving ratings for what you have done, from based on what you have done, but then you're not giving me explanation because you're supposed to confidently explain, just not only give ratings. You're supposed to explain some elements why you came out with this rating and so on. So you should have used your time of giving history of PepsiCo in explaining the ratings. That would have been better. That's
Okay,
for
sir.
C1. So C1, I'm giving you an average mark. For C2, the use of academic resources as Harvard referencing. The list of references is not alphabetical order. Format is not consistent and not done. Format is not consistent. So therefore, I have to deduct marks for that. So it's a poor mark given for C2. C3, even though there were a little bit of evidence that you have used other tools, but there is no conviction of real analysis been done. If
Okay,
the
sir.
analysis that you have done with IE, IFE, EFE, CPM, okay, it was not sufficient enough to explain the weight, explain the rating, it was not clear enough. So for that one also it's a poor grade. There is no identification of problems and opportunity at all, which is your C4. So that one you get 0 marks straight away. There's no identification of problems and opportunity. And for your recommendation of 2 strategy, yes, there was sufficient recommendation of 2 strategy, but the poor development of QSPM,
Okay, sir.
okay, and implementation, there was no focus on any, how to say, any specific functions and department. There's no step-by-step guide, and there were no evaluation of how you're going to evaluate the implementation. So yeah, so that was not sufficiently good enough. Okay, so that one is okay. And then for Q&A, what can I say? Q&A, I'm not getting a sufficient answer. Even though you're eager to answer, I don't get a sufficient answer. So that one I'll give you a marginal pass mark. Okay.
Okay.
So
thank
you can please look back at this feedback. So overall
Okay,
marks,
sir.
I will post up in your Blackboard soon. Hopefully after Wednesday, I can put it up there. But then I would like you to focus on the feedback, and then hope you can complete the individual reflection as soon as possible. Thank
Okay,
you.
sure, sir. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Okay, who's next? Who's next?
Group 4, sir.
Okay, hold on. Give me 2 minutes, group 4. So that's a bit.
Sir, can I start the video now?
Wait, give me a minute. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Give me 2 minutes, okay? Okay. Group 4, right? Okay, group 4, play the video.
Greetings to Mr. Raghav and my fellow classmates. We are Group 4 and I'm Sammy. Here are my teammates Manzing, Yiling, Daewon, and Jing. I will begin with the IFE metrics. The strength for PepsiCo is highly diversified portfolio as PepsiCo has large numbers of brands under this umbrella branding. PepsiCo has collaboration with fast food restaurants under big contract that only serve Pepsi drinks, such as Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pizza Hut. Besides that, PepsiCo has strong corporate responsibility rated importantly as the company has been engaging with many CSR programs to help the communities. Product quality is important as PepsiCo has won the Taste Test Challenge with Coke as more than 50% tester prefer Pepsi over Coke, which successfully beat Coke sales. PepsiCo expanded its advertising strategy to K-pop investment, signed with Blackpink, a K-pop group, to be their brand ambassador for PepsiCo in Asia Pacific. Controversial advertisements are also one of the weaknesses for PepsiCo because the company has accidentally accused for trivializing Black Lives Matter. PepsiCo is over-dependent on the food and beverage, therefore the company should diversify their business and avoid any losses in the future. Furthermore, a report revealed that PepsiCo involved in massive plastic pollution, footprint that is poor environmental record weighted importantly. Lastly, the weightage for health issues are not so important as PepsiCo has produced products that are sugar and calorie-free alternative for healthy-based option. In conclusion, PepsiCo's 2.75, which is an average score in the matrix. Next, real analysis. Employees are valuable, but it's a rare, which make these resources a competitive parity because every organization could produce the same training others company adopted. Besides, the advertisement is valuable but considered rare. However, advertising is not imitable as categorized as temporary competitive advantage because other rivals also have the same strategy to promote their own product and marketing campaigns. Furthermore, PepsiCo is known for its diversified business globally, which makes these resources a sustainable competitive advantage as all factors has been successfully adopted by the company. Lastly, PepsiCo has a good customer network and loyalty, which fulfill all the components to be a sustainable competitive advantage because PepsiCo uses digital marketing as a mode of communication channel to connect with customers globally to enhance a good customer relationship. Now I'll pass it to Manjin to continue with the presentation.
I'm Manjin and I'm going to present Pepsi EFE metrics and quarter 6 forces. First, opportunity develop various health products is highly important because consumers are health conscious. Focus on consumers' need in R&D is highly vital as business can only continue competing when they create wanted products. Market penetration in developing countries is moderately crucial because Pepsi should not over depend on US for revenue, but they also have sales from other countries. Product diversification is moderately important because Pepsi already has various brands, but all from food and beverages. Last opportunity, expand e-commerce is least vital as they are engaged in intermediaries platform, but don't have own e-commerce website. First, strong market competition is highly crucial because Coca-Cola is more famous. Consumers' healthy lifestyle trend is very important because Pepsi offer unhealthy sodas and chips. International trade issues is moderately vital as most countries are politically stable. Last, track plastic waste and pollution is least important because it won't affect Pepsi sales and revenue and that set goal to reduce it. In conclusion, total weight is 1.0 and total weighted score is 3.15. Next is quarter 6 forces. For power of buyers, only large retailers like Walmart, Costco, and 7-Eleven can bargain price when purchasing in bulk. While Pepsi has high bargaining power as suppliers want to retain business with this soda giant. Coca-Cola is the biggest substitution as both of them sell cola, but consumers choose Pepsi because of their better taste, while new entries huge property and unique Fifth force competitive rivalry. Pepsi competitive advantage is better taste and trendy promotion style. Lastly, complementary products is snacks. But Pepsi also owns famous snack brands like Lay's and Cheetos, so they also can earn that revenue. Now I will hand over to Yiling.
I'm going to talk about the key problem and opportunity faced by Pepsi. The first problem is the Pepsi high sugar level product will cause obesity and overweight. Meanwhile, 1 can of Pepsi contains 41 grams of sugar, and humans only can consume 37.5 grams of sugar per day. Eventually, many people blame Pepsi for the increasing rate of global obesity as they are an international brand and its product is harmful to human health. Second challenge faced by Pepsi is the pollution problem in Europe, which mainly caused by plastic packaging waste, as PepsiCo claims to produce 2.3 million metric tons of plastic every year. At the same time, PepsiCo also have been making zero progress in reducing plastic waste and being recognized as the world's top plastic polluter for the third year in a row. Next, I'm going to talk about the Pepsi key opportunity. Firstly, PepsiCo plans to reduce sugar level by 25% in its beverage portfolio by 2005. Opportunity for Pepsi due to the increased demand of low sugar soda in Europe. This is because the consumption of sugar in Europe is more than double the recommended intake for the population. Also, the consumer preference have shifted to low or non-sugar beverage. Next, PepsiCo aims to remove all virgin plastic for original beverage bottle by 2022 to meet the rising demand of biodegradable packaging in Europe. According to research, 68% of European consumers are willing to spend more for sustainable items. Therefore, the company has declared that they will attain 50% recycle usage in all their products across the Europe by 2030. Next, I will pass the presentation to David.
So for the recommendation one is we are to reduce Pepsi's soft drink sugar level by 30%. We use space analysis as our tools. So for political, the European government is charging tax in Europe as shown in the table above. For economy, the average level in 2020 was only 28.5 pounds. For social, 55% European adults are having obesity health issues, and for technology, PepsiCo is using AI to develop beverage process. For recommendation 2 is to accelerate the use of 100% repair in e-bottle. We use soil analysis as our tools. The strength of this solution is that PepsiCo can introduce eco-friendly packaging to reduce the pollution. At the same time, PepsiCo can also build their image. The weaknesses is because of the bottle issues, the government of Europe is targeted to achieve plastic bottles will have to contain at least 25% of recycled content by 2025. Opportunity is this solution can make green packaging grow among soda fields and can attract more customers. The trick is the main competitor of PepsiCo, which is Coca-Cola, is introducing packaging free in Spain, and this solution may increase the packaging cost. So now I will pass it to Ziying.
I'm Zing and I will continue with the implementation for strategies. To implement first strategy, PepsiCo could endorse 2 macro influencers and conduct Facebook ads. It targets Gen Y and Z in the US. Duration is 2 months and estimated budget is 50,000 US dollar. Before event, finance department needs to prepare and allocate the budget. Marketing team will release press to update the public. During event, marketing team can publish TikTok challenge and Facebook ads. They need to track customer engagement, observe customer discussion, collect customers' feedback, and request product reviews. While finance department requires monitor and track expenses and revenue, R&D could monitor the popularities of queries. When event ended, finance department should calculate sales of soda drinks and identify the most profitable soda drinks, while marketing team should summarize customer feedback, identify 5 favorable drinks, and measure engagement rate. R&D can make improvement on the taste based on data collected. Lastly, all departments required to write a post-event report. For second strategy, adopt 100% rPET material in their bottles for China market and organize Go Green with Pepsi marathons in 3 major cities. Target audiences are Chinese between 18 to 30 years old. Estimated participants is 5,000 for each city and duration is 3 months. Budget is around 45,000 USD. Before event, finance department must make sure all payments are made. Marketing department could make special announcement on Weibo and Chinese TikTok. After that, distribute registration form and event shirts, prepare creative online content. They can reserve portable toilets and PA system to communicate with guests and participants. During the event, finance department should always monitor and track expenses. For marketing department, have to record number of attendees, track customer engagement rate, and collect reviews. Most important, stay responsive to customers' problem. After event, finance employee has to calculate the sales of products. Marketing staff should measure engagement rate, gather and summarize customer review. They can send thank you email to attendees, then offer e-vouchers through WeChat after filling out online surveys. Next is the issue possible will occur when implementing strategies. Firstly, fail to develop the new product, which can be due to high defect rate. Secondly, high demand for certain resources can cause shortage of resources, which interrupt manufacturing process and increase overall cost of production. Thirdly, supply chain disruption is like machine breakdown or natural disasters might happen during distribution or production. Lastly, competitors might come up with similar products before PepsiCo and customers to support the one who launches first. That's all for us. Thank you.
Okay, can you close this down? You can share your screen now. Okay, members ready? All members ready to unmute? You can practice unmute. Members can hear me? Members of the group, can you hear me? Can I have a yes, yes, yes?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
sir.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my question is about when you're developing your strategy choice, why did you use PEST as a tool? Why did you use PEST as a tool? Yes, Munzing.
Because we are more focused on analyzing the environment factors.
But then pest is a tool perhaps to analyze whether your strategy will be successful, whether to understand the environment, but it was never known as a tool to develop strategy. I don't believe when I went through the notes for strategic choice, okay, I ever used pest to develop a strategy. But I want to know, how did you go? What is your thought process to use pest?
Sorry, sir. Can I listen to the question again?
My question is, why did you guys use pest in developing your strategy?
Because for me, the pest analysis is for me easy to analysis the problems. I got used the BCG matrix, but then I cannot analysis the problem very clearly. So
No, I'm not talking about the problem. Your problem analysis, I understand. But my question is developing strategy. How did you develop your strategy by just using pestle? That's all I want to know. Because pestle, after you develop your strategy, then you explain pestle, I would understand. Okay, to show whether your strategy is effective, will be accurate, will be right one to do. Okay, that one we can use. Okay, use that, I understand. But I don't understand, how did you develop your strategy?
It's based on our research.
Okay, any other members want to give an explanation for that? How did you develop your strategy?
Because the pestle insight includes the problems, so we base on the problem within the pestle to choose the strategy.
So did you guys not consider any tools that we have learned to develop your strategy? Is that what you're trying to say? You never consider using IE metrics, you never consider using Boseman, Porter generic, you never consider using space metrics, grand metrics, or those metrics. So the question is, did you guys or did you guys ever consider using all those tools that we learned to develop strategy?
Some we got consider, but it doesn't really suitable with the problem and strategy, but some is we didn't really consider because we are not very familiar with it, so maybe we will misunderstand or misuse the tool.
Oh, you're not very familiar. We had 2 classes on that particular topic. We did even tutorials for that topic. What do you mean by not very familiar? Are you supposed to learn things 3 semesters beforehand to be familiar? Did you guys make an attempt to familiarize yourself with those tools? Any other members would like to answer why you didn't consider using any other tools that we have learned in our lessons in strategic choice when you're developing a strategy? Any other members would like to answer? Oh, nobody answering. Can I move on to the next question? If nobody answering. If nobody answering, can I move on to my next question? That requires
Alright.
yes or no.
Okay.
So I move on to the next question. Okay. My next question is there any particular reason why the group decided against using QSPM to finalize your strategy? Because it seems to me like you have finalized your strategy without considering multiple options. Is there any reason why you decided not to use QSPM in developing a strategy? Because even you use SWOT, you never use TOS also to develop your strategy. So any reason why you did not use QSPM? Hello, guys? Yes, Yiling. Group members, anyone answer? Why you guys have decided against using QSPM? Hello? Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi,
Yiling is
sir.
answering, but then her mic got problem.
So can somebody else answer instead? Why you have chose not to use QSPM?
Actually, our group straight away use SWOT, didn't consider on the QSPM.
Wait. SWOT is different, QSPM is different. Because you need to have multiple choice of strategies to actually use QSPM. But then it seems your group already narrowed down to two and then decided that would be the perfect strategy for your entire company, and then you went on. But that's why I'm asking why you felt that there's no need to actually use QSPM. That's what I'm asking you. What was your thought process? So it's now you're supposed to convince me why you felt QSPM was not necessary. That's all.
I think it's because after we figure out the problems and opportunity, then we straight away think of the best solution and strategy to solve it already. So then we didn't consider QSPM.
Any other member would like to add on to that answer? Any other question? Any other member would add on to the answer? Okay, thank you. So y'all can be eased right now. You can listen to my feedback. My feedback for C1, the design of the poster, I'm happy. Explanation in the presentation, I'm happy. So you get a very good grade there. There were more than sufficient use of academic resources for C2. So I'm very happy with the use of references and the method of referencing. You got an excellent grade there. The 4 situational analysis tool, The 4 situation analysis tool, yep, I have sufficient. I'll give you a good grade for that. Okay. Problem identification and opportunity done very well. That is, I will give you a high grade there. Okay. When it comes to C5, your choice of strategy and your method of getting the strategy out, identifying, suggesting a few strategies, recommending a strategy, I don't agree with them. I think there was a huge blunder in the group. I think there was not enough thought process of how it could be done. So for that part, it was not done well. But your strategic development was done poorly, but your implementation was done perfectly. Your implementation was good. Your evaluation was precisely understandable. But the one that I did not understand was how you developed your strategy. Okay, that means you basically, I felt like you got your problem, you come up with one strategy, and then you use Pastel to justify your strategy. Now, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You must look at problems and opportunities can be identified. It is not necessarily your strategy should be resolving those. Even if you're trying to resolve those, there are more than one way to resolve those. So I was not given some choices. You have not shown me that you think about a couple of choices. So that part, C5, not so well. C6, based on my questions and answers, especially for those 2 key parts where I have a lot of doubts in, I was not able to get sufficient answers from the members. I also felt like not all members were eager to answer for that part of the question. Perhaps maybe it was not your part, so you're just waiting for the person in charge of that part to answer. I'm not sure what is it. So for the Q&A part, I would say it is not really a good, it's a poor grade for that. Okay, so that will have feedback. So hopefully by Wednesday you will get the overall marks out of 100. Okay, the provisional marks. Thank you, guys. Okay, who's next? Which group is next?
Group 5, sir.
So who's playing the video?
Kelvin.
Kelvin is playing the video. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kelvin, hold on, yeah. Wait for a few minutes. Let me be ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, group 5. Who did the submission?
Sir, it's me, Emilia.
Okay, let me check. Amelia. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, give me 1 minute, guys. Just wanna go through everything correctly and not. Okay, I think group 5 you can play.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 5. The company we have chosen is Coca-Cola. Like everyone knows, its competition with PepsiCo has been leveraging, and certain strategies and recommendations will be discussed after analyzing its environment using several tactics. And now I will pass to Tianjin to discuss about situation analysis.
Hi, my name is Song Tianjin. Now I will be presenting the ISC and ESC of the Coca-Cola company. Firstly, for strength, having a huge loyal customer base was given the highest weight of 0.2, and this is one of the Coca-Cola major strength. Secondly, Coca-Cola has a dominant market share, especially in developed nations. Therefore, it's rated 0.15 with a rating of 3. Thirdly, a wearable portfolio in beverage by owning and distributing over 200 different brands, so it's rated 0.15 with a minor strength. Lastly, weak geographical marketing as its product appear everywhere in the market. Therefore, it's rated as 0.15 and the major strength. For weakness, firstly, health concern, Coca-Cola contains a high amount of sugar, which is a controversial issue. Hence, it's rated 0.1 with a minor weakness. Secondly, the company has not diversified its product line. Unlike PepsiCo, it's given a weight of 0.15 and a minor weakness. Thirdly, over-reliant on the usage of water in its operation. So it's rated 0.1 and a minor weakness. In the end, the total weighted score for IFE is 3.0. For EFE, opportunity, firstly, Coca-Cola has an opportunity to introduce new offering in health and food segment by diversifying its product range, giving a weight of 0.15 with a rating of 3. Secondly, many developing nations with hot climate have the highest consumption of hot drink, thus giving a rating of 3 with a weight of 0.15. Thirdly, the company can come up with some advanced and improved system for further efficiency, having a weight of 0.1 with a rating of 3. Fourthly, the global trend concern obesity, diabetes is causing the public to a healthier alternative. Therefore, given a rating of 0.15, Coca-Cola has entered into hot beverage, showing their great response with a rating of 4. Lastly, Coca-Cola finance resource to acquire startup or SMB in emerging market and exploit the numerous opportunities they present with a weight of 0.1 and a rating of 3. Lastly, threat for pollution lawsuit. The company is being sued by California Environment Group for contributing to plastic pollution, having a weight of 0.05 and a rating of 2. Secondly, the usage of single-use plastic in Coca-Cola manufacturing process has been questioned by the public, having a weight of 0.05 and a rating of 2. Thirdly, there are many companies that are indirectly and directly competing with Coca-Cola with a weight of 0.1. It has acquired more companies showing above average response with a rating of 3. Lastly, Coca-Cola revenue declined drastically due to global crisis in 2020, causing a major trade with a weight of 0.15. Coca-Cola marketing showed above average response with a rating of 3. In the end, the total weighted score for EFE is 3.05. That's all for me. Now I pass it to Kevin.
So this table shows the CPM analysis of Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and Dr. Pepper. So looking for these three companies in terms of financial position, we can see that Dr. Pepper scored the lowest because as compared to Coca-Cola and PepsiCo, and Dr. Pepper has a relatively low market share and revenue. In terms of brand loyalty, PepsiCo has been lower because though the consumer are loyal with the brand, the preference on the other brand are remain. The distribution network to the most criteria because it is most influence factor when a company want to achieve maximum customer reach. In this criteria, Dr. Pepper scored at least because it is only released on the company owned bottling, third party bottler and distributor as well as independent bottlers to distribute. Coca-Cola is rated with the lowest score in the price criteria because it is slightly pricier as compared to other two brands. Moving on to advertising, Coca-Cola has the highest score in this criteria because it uses a wide range of the media to advertise. Originally, PepsiCo could be rated the same as Coca-Cola, but in the stricter unethical marketing, it is rated with 3, and Dr. Pepper is rated 2 because it spent at least money on the advertising and it only advertised on 3 platforms. Lastly, in diversification, in terms of diversity, PepsiCo is the best because it generates the higher revenue with a wide range of products. And Dr. Pepper, on the other hand, is rated with the 2 only because in terms of the diversity of the product, in overall, Coca-Cola has scored the highest compared to the other two companies. So in the next table shows the video analysis. Coca-Cola, the worldwide distribution network has been valued but not rare because its competition also a worldwide distribution network. Coca-Cola is competitive parity because it is easy for some of the competitors to imitate. Similar to the network, Coca-Cola has a valuable but common product diversification because it has a wide range of product, but at the same time, some of the products are similar to the competitor. Coca-Cola human resources is highly valuable, rare, and hard to imitate because the company is willing to pay high on hiring skilled employees and is willing to spend more money on training for the employee. This makes Coca-Cola competitive advantageous parity because their expense high. And the R&D of Coca-Cola is relatively imitable and high variable. The company continuously research and innovate their product and service to meet the trend in the market. The last one is the brand image. In terms of Coca-Cola brand image, it is high value and not easy to imitate, but it is also written by the rival who have a similar brand image. Next, I will pass it to Whiting.
Thank you, Kevin. So based on the analysis of Coca-Cola's internal and external situation, the first problem of Coca-Cola is the limited product line, which will lead to its competition weaknesses in the industry. Unlike its competitors such as PepsiCo have gone into various industries such as snack and oatmeal, Coca-Cola has not diversified its product line and it has few attempts at entering other market segments other than beverage industries. From these problems, Coca-Cola has been given the opportunities to introduce new products or brands in health and food segments like its competitors. Following on from the diversification strategies of its competitors, Coca-Cola can diversify its range of offerings into products beyond its legacy products of beverages. And also from the analysis of IFE, we have discovered that Coca-Cola is having a global dominant market share, but it is more evident in developed nations. From here, we found that there is an opportunity for Coca-Cola to improve in its market expansion to solve the problems of lower presence in developing and emerging markets, which consist 80% of the world population. Moreover, the smart objective given for Coca-Cola is to improve profitability and increase overall revenue in the F&B industry by 50% globally by 2025. And now I will pass to Emilia to continue with the next part.
Thank you, Wei Ting. So now for the strategy choice tools, the first one that we chose will be the IE metrics according to our IFE and EFE score just now, which is 3.0 and 3.05. Coca-Cola falls under quadrant 1, and we decided to go with the grow and build model, which market penetration will be able to address problem 2. Next, for the space metrics, we are going for the aggressive approach with a coordinate of 4-4 with decent financial position, and the brand is stable, competitive, and has strong industry position. In this section, we figure out that problem 1 can be solved using diversification strategy. Now, I will pass to Danish to explain about our QSPM analysis.
Thank you very much, Emilia. Now I'll be presenting the two potential strategies and comparing them using the QSPM tool to find the most suitable strategy. The first strategy has been derived from one of their main weaknesses, which is the lack of diversity in other industries by Coca-Cola, which has caused them to be behind PepsiCo in terms of revenue, where they have bridged the gap between Coca-Cola's dominant market share in the beverage industry. Due to this, the first strategy would be to open a new department in the health snack industry. The growing popularity of health snacks in regards to health awareness and a healthy lifestyle choice makes it a suitable choice with market growth expected to be at 5% and with a market value of USD 33.3 billion, which is forecasted around from the time period of 2020 to 2027. Next, the second strategy would be increasing the presence in the Middle East and African nations, which addresses the problem in having a lower presence in the developing and emerging markets. Coca-Cola has already invested 50 billion in developing nations since 2016, since the drop of sales of beverages in the US. Among the revenue which has grown, the Middle East and African nation has only contributed about 5% each to the revenue which has been gained by Coca-Cola, showing that you can further growth can be achieved by proceeding with market penetration. Coca-Cola obviously sees potential in these regions with further investments being done to make it a stronghold where they've already have publishers such as CBA of Africa for the bottling and as such. Even the one in Turkey has already been expanding. Sponsoring localized events with wide audiences in this nation, such as the most recent AFCON competition, which has garnered around 60 million viewers during the group stages and the knockout stage, as well as the Mediterranean Games, which are held on a yearly basis. These two are the two strategies which has been seen. Then one another things which can be added to the second one would be they could also increase localize the CSI events in these places so that it's more integrated within the nation. From the QSPM analysis which has been done, strategy 1 is the overall more advantageous one with a rating of 6.8, with the strategy 2 being 6.05. Now I'll pass down to Emilia to further discuss the implementations of strategy 1.
Thanks, Danish. So to achieve our strategies, we are going to have 5 departments here to carry out actions. Firstly, production department will be coming up with various products like cereals and granola bars, nuts, dry foods, etc. And we'll have a R&D department to ensure the products are having characteristics such as gluten-free, low-fat, sugar-free, and also to have attractive and recyclable packaging. Then finance to allocate sufficient budget for developing the brand, giving 20% to each department. Marketing department to implement strategies regarding distribution channels, like to sell the products at various places, pricing and promotion strategies that include basic advertising, and giving out product samples and so on. Finally, HR to recruit a team with expert knowledge in the health industry to ensure effectiveness and reliability. So Danish, you can finish off with the potential outcomes.
Yes, now evaluation. From the 5 departments that Emilia has said, each of them has been set in the evaluation benchmark with potential outcomes for each. First, I'll start off with the production department. The production department has an evaluation to reduce manufacturing costs by 10% in the production of new products by 2023, which it will increase the efficiency and also increase the profit margin. Potential outcome that can come from this is manufacturing defects of the product, which can happen in all fields of production. Next would be research and development. The goal would be to at least create 3 types of products with the required characteristics with following the core values of the portfolio of the company. The potential outcome of this with the product would not satisfy the customer's base demands, which can be done as they are still new in this industry. They will have to do it through trial and error. Next would be the human resource. The human resources evaluation would be to increase employment by 10% in the new department at the end of 2023. The increase of staff employment would be very important, as opening a new branch would take a lot of staff, and the increase of it will help ease efficiency, will help ease the problem and increase efficiency. The problem which can arise from this is the staff has insufficient training and experience, which can happen since it's still a new industry. They're still adapting to the market and they're still finding more ways to make it better. Next would be the finance department has a benchmark to increase 15% of the budgets for all sectors in the new brand division, which is to help increase the growth of the brand, to grow business from marketing point of view, and to increase production and so on and so forth. The potential problem would be the low return on investment for the new products. Next, I will move on to marketing. To marketing, it has the goal to increase market revenue in the health snack industry by 15% globally by the end of 2023. This is very important, as having a good increase in market revenue is what can help sustain the growth of the product for future for the future. And the problem which can arise from this is brand having insufficient brand recognition. As we are trying to open a new department, it's difficult to build up, but it has advantages as Coca-Cola is already a household name. Conclusion, Coca-Cola has always been a craft favorite, and the unique sense of localized marketing has always connected with their customers. In order to keep up with the changing market, Coca-Cola should always adapt the strategy without losing their core values. That is all for Group 5. Thank you very much. We move on to the question and answer.
Okay, thank you guys. I have one question, primarily one question, 2 questions, but it will make a lot of difference if you can get it right. First question, why and how did you use space metrics? I know there's a long write-up there, but every group seems those groups are using space, they seem to have the same write-up. So similar write-up, not same. So my question is, why and how did you use the space metrics?
Hi sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So when we are developing the space matrix, we went to the slides, and there are several elements for us to choose on, and then like let's say for financial position, we have to look into these few elements. So we chose the ones that we think that is more relevant to us, and like let's say for our write-up, sorry, yeah, so I have to look at it.
Sure.
For our write-up, let's say for financial position, we have the EPS, PE ratio, inventory, turnover, cash flow, and we just identify these 4 as our elements lah. So like based on this, we went to find info and that's how we developed the space matrix.
But why space matrix?
Oh, why space matrix? Because we actually looked through all the tools, and we have also wanted to use the ENSOF matrix, as when we were developing our situation analysis, we already had a idea in mind lah, based on the opportunities, you know. So like from the ENSOF matrix, we wanted to go for the diversification. It's just that based on like from we thought that space matrix might be more accurate with all the evaluation going on. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question. Yeah, please add on. Yes, please add on.
And I just that I think space matrix also it utilizes in two factors of external and internal. So I think that will also help us because even the IE matrix is also it also encompasses external and internal factors. So it will give us a more wholesome direction towards the strategy that we choose after we have done this analysis.
Okay, I have another question for you guys. Simple question. Huh? The results of IE matrix and space matrix are more or less the same result. So what are other tools that you consider using and why you did not use them?
As Emilia said, we did consider using ENSOF matrix, but ENSOF matrix mainly focuses on the products only, and we wanted to see how we can for the company as a whole. So the ENSOF matrix would, and then on top of that, we were looking at diversification because the problem is diversification. ENSOF matrix only goes on product, and most of the product line already available only goes in the beverage line. They don't have anything outside of the beverage industry. So we decided to go for tools that analyzes the company as a whole.
Okay, any other group member want to add on? Because your friend just said Coca-Cola Prime only has beverage line. And you can easily dispute that. Anybody else want to add on to the answer? Sure? Nobody responding? Okay. Thank you very much. That will be the end of the Q&A. Okay, let me give you a feedback, yeah? In terms of your feedback, for your presentation and structure, your C1, the group did very well. Okay, very well presented group. Okay, of course, some of the members were speaking a bit too fast, a bit slow, but it was still very well done. So I will give an excellent level of grade for that. Use of academic resources, more than sufficient resources, well presented, so an excellent marks for that. For the analysis of using VRIO, EFE, CPM, IFE, that was very good, well done, well used. Identification of problem was there, but review of it, the further development of those problems and opportunity probably need to improve. And then for C5, so C4 was good, but could have been better. C5, clear strategy. Okay, there is, I can say you did adapt space, you did IFE, but both IFE and IE metrics, sorry, both IE metrics and space are giving you the same outcome. So it'd be good to challenge your strategic development with using another tool, at least one more tool that you might have considered. Okay, besides that, the implementation was good, evaluation was good. So your C5, you got a good mark, but could have gotten better. For your Q&A, what I get is only 2 members were eager to answer the question. Other members were quiet, which I didn't like. So that you get only an average mark. Okay. Group 5, is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for
Get your marks on Wednesday, yeah? All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, group 10. Who's the one presenting? So Pavitra, you the one presenting? Okay, good. So Pavitra, you can straight away start?
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Very good day to Mr. Raghav and to all fellow students. I am Vignaruban Vadamalai with my group mates Tivagaran Naidu, Pavitra and Yashri from Group 10. We will be presenting on Coca-Cola business strategy today. Starting off with VRIO, there are 4 main resources gathered in total. The 4 resources consist of global distribution, which is temporary competitive advantage, financial advantage, which is temporary competitive advantage, human resource that has sustained competitive advantage, and brand reputation that is sustained competitive advantage. Now, next, let's look into IFE and EFE. IFE on strength, which consists of factors such as strong brand, products are globally available, and wide variety of products. As for weakness, the factors are high debts, health issues, and negative publicity. While the weight is given as 1.0 and the weighted score is 2.55. As for EFE, the opportunity consists of factors such as China and Europe has a potential market growth, partnered with other F&B companies, and health-conscious customers. For threats, the factors are low growth in carbonated drinks, other competitors, and intensive competition with Pepsi and Coca-Cola. The weight is 1.0 and weighted score is 2.42. As for the CPM, the critical success factor of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Kraft are product quality, financial position, market share, customer loyalty, global expansion, and brand reputation, which the total score for Coca-Cola is 3.04. Pepsi is 2.89 and Kraft is 2.61. In all which Coca-Cola has highest rating scores. Next, please continue.
Ruben. So my name is Yashi and I'm going to further explain the key problems and the opportunities. So the first one is, according to a beverage industry analysis, the present generation of teenagers may become the CSD market's lost generation, which means the CSD category is expected to see a 1.5% annual volume reduction. This industry is too vast and weak in favorable health qualities. Even flagship diet brand took a hit with Diet Coke volume tumbling about 5% in the combined retail channels and Diet Pepsi's volume declining nearly the same amount, which is like 4.7%. Secondly is, as we all know, Coca-Cola and Pepsi has been a very competitive brand of the global beverage industry for more than a century. Even though Pepsi is Coca-Cola's major competitor, Cola's few consumers realize that Pepsi is one of the world's largest and most varied food corporations because it's operating in 200 countries and managing 17 brands with annual sales of $1 billion or more than that. Finally, Pepsi competitiveness will continue to be a challenge for Coca-Cola for many years to come. Moving on to the opportunity, because of the shift in Americans and other developed nations' health consciousness, can provide opportunities for Coca-Cola to provide profit from that. Diversification has become a major source of survival for many major beverage firms in recent years. Consumer behavior is shifting towards a lifestyle built on combining classic beverages with novel ingredients or taste to create a new drink. This provides the CST companies with the opportunity to get into a different market. Finally, in the US itself, Coca-Cola was recognized as the leading CST business with a market share about 50%. Having a high market share gives the company an opportunity to receive better deals from their suppliers and increase their products volume as purchasing power and demand for the product will be higher lah. Overall, Coca-Cola's high market share enables them to boost their production rate with a lower cost per unit. That's all from me. Now I will.
Hi, my name is Pavitra. Now I'm going to explain about objective strategy, which is declining volume in the carbonated soft drink industry. If Coca-Cola concentrated just on the beverage, it will be unable to remain a market leader in the beverage businesses if it continued to compete in the carbonated soft drink sector. Coca-Cola should move forward with the commitment to deliver industry leadership in the health and wellness arena. The second one goes to under increased competition between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola faces severe competition from PepsiCo as the cola battle continues into the 21st century. Because of PepsiCo dominance in the burgeoning non-carbonated beverage industry, the issue poses a severe danger to Coca-Cola. To overcome this situation, Coca-Cola could improve its communication with shoppers and consumers as well as its innovation and value creation processes. The final one is under health conscious and consumer. Health and wellness continues to be prominent trend engulfing the worldwide beverage market, particularly in Europe and North America. To overcome this more concern with preventing specific health conscious concern that previous generation and is more inclined to increase their consumption of nutritious food and beverages while avoiding harmful elements like sodium and sugar. Thank you from me.
Thank you, Pavitra. And my name is Tivagaran Naidu, and I'm going to talk about two strategic tools. The first one will be space matrix. There are 4 elements in axis X and axis Y, composing internal strength position and external strength position. The internal strength position has competitive advantage and the finance. External strength position has industry strength and the environment. And the average score for the total average score for the entire space matrix is 3.5 to 2.5. As you look at the space matrix below, it shows that the average score indicates the more aggressive market to backward forward in horizontal integration and market penetration, market development, product development and diversification. And that is all for space matrix. And moving on to the QSPM. QSPM shows the key factors. The first key factor will be opportunities and threat. And the main point in the opportunity is China and Europe have an excellent potential market growth, and the key threat will be low growth in the carbonated drinks market, holds a total average weightage on 1. As another key factor shows the strength and weakness. So the main key strength will be strong brand reputation, and the main key weakness would be high debts. So it also holds the weightage of total of 1. So the first strategy implementation on the first stage is 1 to 3 years, where they will do market research on the customer's demand for a new soft drink, analyzing the potential risk, conducting a marketing survey or audit analysis, engaging in R&D research and development for a new product, and obviously the last one will be financial expenditure, budgeting and cost analysis. On the second stage will be 1 to 2 years as the timeline, and developing a brand strategy for a new product, developing a pricing strategy, preparing a creative labeling and packaging, developing a distribution channel. On the third stage, the timeline will be around 5 months, where they will do conducting a marketing campaign, launching an advertisement, online and offline promotion. Obviously, the social media and the newspapers will be the offline promotions. Fourth stage will be distributing to local stores, vending machine, large supermarket, and online stores, and launching the product on the fourth stage. As we look at the potential outcome after the implementation would be the Coca-Cola company will have in results of boost in revenue, increase in market share, gaining potential new customers, gaining a competitive advantage over the competitor's product, which is the main competitor will be PepsiCo, and increase in brand reputation, product diversification, and increase in quarterly and yearly cash flow. This shows you the potential outcome, positive potential outcome. Coca-Cola company on launching or implementing a new product in the product line. So that's it for today, and see you. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, I have 3 questions ready. Can you guys close shut down and share your screen, Pavitra? You all can hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my first question, what is objective strategy? I see that in one of your columns you have something called objective strategy. What is that? What is objective strategy? Anyone? I can't hear anything. Anyone on the group, please answer.
Sir, objective strategy is like a bridge from our vision to the annual plans or goals.
Huh? Is it an objective or is it a strategy? What is the purpose of it?
It's a strategy.
It's a strategy. It's not an objective. Can anyone give me, any other member give me a better explanation on the concept of objective strategy that you use?
Sir, is it like our some sort of
You're asking
mission
me or you're telling
statement?
me? You're asking me or you're telling me? You're asking me or you're telling me?
Telling, sir.
You started with the statement, is it right? So tell me, what is objective strategy again?
It's like a mission for our company.
Okay, you say one thing. Tivagaran is saying it's accidentally put objective. Who is the right? Who's telling the right thing? Tivagaran sent message. He put message. He accidentally put, and you are telling me vision. Then yes, now someone is telling me some other story. So I'm confused. Which is the right answer? Okay. Next question. Can you guys tell me an example? Okay, since you all use space metrics, right? Can you tell me an example? What would be considered as a backward integration for Coca-Cola?
So can you repeat that, sir? Sorry.
What will be considered as backward integration with Coca-Cola? So give me an example, what you think will be considered as a backward integration with Coca-Cola. Since you all use space metrics.
So give us a few seconds.
This is a simple question, right?
So the backwards integration is basically on the manufacturing side, where the businesses always have this integration towards the supplies and the products and supplies. Sorry, supplies of the product and services.
Bro, thank you very much for giving me definition. I know what's backward integration. It's not that I asking things I don't know. My question for you is, what is considered backward integration for Coca-Cola? That's it.
Sir, can I weigh in?
Please go ahead. Yes.
I think it would be vertical integration because the soda industry is trending towards vertical integration, which Coke and Pepsi acquire their largest bottlers.
Wait. Okay. Yes, it is vertical integration. Correct. I'm asking what is backward, what is considered backward integration for Coca-Cola. That's it. Okay, it's all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, the answer you gave is correct. But just that you don't know whether your answer is correct or not. So vertical integration backwards, when Coca-Cola is buying over the bottling plant, that is backward integration. Okay. So let me give you my feedback now. For C1, the poster was good, but then in the parts of the presentation, instead of you focused more on expressing the points, results that is stated, especially of Rio, you're just telling points, sustained, unsustained, and so on, instead of going in depth a little bit. The poster was good. So for C1, you get a good grade, but it could have gone much better. The C2, you have more than sufficient use of references. So that one, you get a very excellent grade. C3, good use of Rio, IFE, EFE, and CPM analysis. So I would say a very good grade. For C4, identification of problems, and opportunity. Problems are identified well, but the review of it, I think that need further improvement. So there I only give a good grade. Could have a lot of improvement could be done there. Recommending two strategy. Yeah, I'm not so convinced of your ability of using space, the concept of developing something called objective strategy, because if you're going to develop objective must use SMART criteria. Okay, some of you have done last semester, right? Okay, some of the group members have done with me last semester. You know that, okay, in this group 10, you know that when you're putting the word objective, that you're supposed to follow SMART criteria, where there you never follow. And you have a new concept called objective strategy, which one of your members is saying is telling it's an error. Some are trying to give me an answer. So there is an inconsistency among the group members, which affected the marks for your C6. So for C6, you got slightly a poor mark because of the inconsistent answer I'm getting from the group members. So C5, it's good, could have been much better, but C6, you got a poor mark because the inconsistent answer I'm getting from the group members. Is that clear? So you would be getting your final marks, not final marks, like provisional marks on Wednesday. So look forward for that. Okay, Andrea, go ahead.
Good morning to Mr. Raghav and my fellow friends. Today, my teammates and I from Group 2 would like to present our findings on the company called Coca-Cola. We have Nasim, Tia Beng Hoon, Andrea, Tracy, and myself, Anand. Let's start off with a situational analysis. Under it, we have IFE, EFE, Brio, and CPM. Let's begin with the IFE metrics first. As you can see, the cumulative score for IFE metrics is 2.65. This is a low score, and it indicates that Coca-Cola is weak in comparison with the competitors. Now let's move on to the EFE. As you can see there, the cumulative score for the EFE is 2.5. This is also a low score, and it indicates that the current strategies of Coca-Cola are not designed to take full advantage of the opportunities and protect the organization from threat. Now let's move on to Rio. Okay, zoom in, Tracy. Let's start off with the brand image. Scroll up a bit. All right, thank you. It is valuable. The brand image of Coke is valuable because according to a poll, 90% of the population recognizes the brand. Is it rare? Yes. Is it difficult to imitate? No. Therefore, the result would be temporary competitive advantage. Next, large product range. Is it valuable? Yes, it is valuable, but it is not rare. Therefore, the result would be competitive parity. Next would be research and development. Is it valuable? Absolutely. Is it rare? Yep. Is it difficult to imitate? Yes. Is the firm properly organized? Yes. Therefore, the result would be sustainable competitive advantage. Now let's moving on to the last one, which is the marketing skills and expenses. It is valuable because Coke spends billions of dollars in advertising. Is it rare? Yes, it is. It is rare for a F&B company to spend billions of dollars in advertising. Next would be, is it difficult to imitate? Yep, it is difficult because not all companies have the financial strength to spend that much on marketing. Last, is it properly organized? Yes, because Coke has the largest market share. The result would be sustainable competitive advantage. Now let's move on to the CPM. As you can see, the main competitor of Coca-Cola in the United States is Pepsi and Keurig Dr. Pepper. When we take the financial position, uniqueness of product and services, brand presence, geographic expansion, the total score that Coke has is 3.5, is slightly lesser than Pepsi, and it is higher than Keurig Dr. Pepper. Now I'll pass the presentation to Nasim.
Thank you, Anand. Now I'll be talking about problem identification and opportunity. So first problem of Coca-Cola is lack of product line. Coca-Cola only provides beverages which makes consumer have lesser choice. And second problem is aggressive competition from Pepsi. They have more, Pepsi has more revenue than Coca-Cola since they also tap into snacks and beverages market. And the third problem is bad publicity from the marketing activity that targeted ads directly to the children, and also a health concern about too much sugar and water pollution. As for the opportunities, the Coca-Cola company has the opportunity to launch new product that related to health industry, so it can increase their revenue and tackle the problem and also bring a good image. Moving on, we have two objectives, which is long-term and short-term objective. For short-term is to increase revenue of beverages by 15% by end of 2023, and for long-term is to increase 30% of beverages revenue by 2028. So next, the first matrix that we have used to produce the strategy is IE matrix. According to the diagram, the total weighted score for IFE is 2.65 and EFE is 2.5. So this fall into the fifth quadrant, which is under the hold and maintain. This quadrant suggests Coca-Cola to either go for product development or market penetration strategy. Now I'll pass the presentation to Beng Hong.
Thank you, Nasim. Now I'm going to talk about the TOES, which is the second matrix that we have used to produce the second strategy. By using the TOES, we come up with a core-friendly portal, which will tackle the weakness and threat. Next, I will go to the QSPM matrix. Okay. Under this matrix, we have prepared two strategies. The first strategy is product development, which is launching a new product called Coca-Cola protein drinks. And the second strategy is the eco-friendly portal. Under these two strategies, in terms of differentiated product and service, HR stability, financial stability, global expansion, and brand tracing and reputation, the first strategy has the higher total score.
which is 3.0, comparing to the second strategy, which only scored 2.35. So Coca-Cola will be choosing the first strategy. Now, in terms of justification, the reason why we're choosing the first strategy is because the global protein supplement market was worth 20 and 47 billion in 2021, and it is predicted to grow at an annual pace of 8.5% between 20 and 21 and 20 and 30. Besides that, because of the growing number of health-conscious consumer and fitness facilities throughout the world, the market is gaining traction. Over the forecast period, the rising popularity of protein supplement among millennia, combined with their desire to improve their health through a well-balanced diet, the demand is likely to drive up for protein supplement. Now, because of changing lifestyle, people are becoming more reliant on supplement to meet their daily nutrition needs, which is likely to drive rising demand for protein supplement. By knowing that, the first strategy is definitely better than the second strategy. Next, I will pass the presentation to Tracy.
Thank you, Beng Hong. I'll be speaking about the implementation. Right. So I'll begin with our CPO. Our CPO does not recommend Coke to reallocate its current employees as they can be reallocated to the new product line. Also, they suggest providing manufacturing training to its current employees as it decreases costs significantly. Next, our head of production recommends Coke to proceed with its current Coke system, which is well positioned to begin its protein shake manufacturing in a plant located in Atlanta. Moving on, our CMO suggests Coke to take advantage of traditional and modern advertisement platforms such as TV ads, social media ads, and celebrity endorsements to drive new product awareness and customer engagement. Concluding, our CFO assumes that Coke could get a loan for USD 400,000 from the Federal Bank or any other bank, as this loan will be mainly allocated for product development and marketing activities for the Coke protein shake. Thank you. Moving forward, Andrea.
Thank you, Tracy. Now I would like to talk about evaluation. The firm does not have a major change in internal and external strategic position as the company produces beverages. But to achieve firm's objective, the firm increased 15% by 2023 and sales revenue increased 30% by 2028. In conclusion, we explore contingency plan. The first possible issue is COVID-19 pandemic. Currently, Omicron recorded 1 million cases in the US. The possible solution is to enforce strict SOP in workplace and make mask mandate and second doses completed by every employee. Second issue is to widen skill gap among American workers, which 22% of the skilled worker would retire by end 2025. The possible solution is to upskill employee, mentorship, and training. That is all from our group 2. Thank you.
Okay, Andrea, you can share your screen. Okay, I have 2 key questions. First is about the marketing activities. It was mentioned that Coca-Cola was under fire for doing marketing activities targeted to children. Can you give me these examples and when did this happen? Group 2, can you tell me when this happened and give me an example of this marketing activity targeted to children? You can hear me, right?
Hello, sir.
Hi. Who wants to go first?
Can you repeat slowly your question, sir?
My question is, it was mentioned in your presentation that Coca-Cola is under fire doing marketing activities targeted to children. So, may I know when it happened? And give me an example where and when and how it happened.
Oh, that was sir. I'll go with the question, sir. So Coke actually did this advertisement back in 2019, where it was an ad that tried to convince teenagers and moms that sugary drinks are healthy. It was.
When did that
yes,
happen?
sir.
When did that happen? Where? Which country?
Just a moment, sir.
Anybody else did research on that in the group? Want to come in and explain to me?
Hello, sir. I'm Nasim. I think
Yes,
it
Nasim.
happened in USA also, sir. It's a Christmas campaign. They directly put the Santa Claus some kind of promotion that would attract children.
Okay, so there was a Coca-Cola Santa Claus ad.
Yeah.
So they did not say it is healthy.
For this campaign, they didn't mention it, sir. For other campaign, the one Anand said, they mention it, that is healthy.
And this was in 2019.
So there was so actually there was two campaigns to be precise. One is the 2013. It was the 2013 brand campaign, sir, where it's called "Movement is Happiness," where they try to convince the teenagers, children, and moms that drinking the Coke is healthy, despite the concerns that they contribute to childhood obesity, sir.
So 2013, isn't that a very old news that we are supposed to consider?
But it surfaced again on 2016, sir. That was one of the reasons why we decided to take to use it in our assignments, sir.
So, okay, any other group members want to add your comments on this answer?
No, sir. I actually agree with Anand and Nasim.
Yeah, I also agree with him.
Okay, my next question is, why did you guys choose WT, weakness and threat strategy, rather than the other strategies offered in Toastmetrics?
Sir, I think I will go with this question, sir. Because if you look at WT, the strategy that we produced from WT, which is market the eco-friendly bottle packaging, that strategy actually tackles our problem. Actually, if you look at our problem, we had the bad publicity and everything. So another bad publicity that Coke had at first was would be the amount of chemicals that were present in their packaging as well as their drink. So if we are marketing an eco-friendly bottle packaging, it can improve the publicity. I mean, it can improve our reputation, and we can also compete well with Pepsi. So this strategy actually sort of tackles the problems and take advantage of the opportunity. So which is why we chose WT, sir. And the other teammates
Anybody
want
else
to
want to add on? Anybody else want to add on to the same question? Anybody else want to add on to the same question?
I think Anand pretty much covered our opinion about it.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, thank you guys. This is my feedback. Okay, my first feedback. Okay, let's look at C1 first. Let me go one by one. For C1, your design was good, presentation were clear and consistent, and you can see that you all managed to put it everything in time. So that one you get an excellent outcome, excellent mark. Okay. For your C2, everything was done perfectly, except in your list of references, you make one error. Did you guys notice what error you all made in your list of reference?
No, sir.
If you look at your list of references, one of it, okay, was not following alphabetical order.
Allah. Which
If
one
you
answer?
look right after A,
Oh, yes,
after
sir.
A, is before you start B, there's light L which you put twice. One you put in the correct place, one is right after A.
Sorry, sir.
So for that, for C2, I have to deduct marks lah. Okay, so you didn't get a full mark for C2. I deduct some marks for C2, and then for C3, situation analysis. Okay, you have sufficient for tools, well researched, well developed. So it is a very good grade for that for C3. C4, identifications of problem and opportunity were clear, but I still feel further explanation need to be explored. The review was not high depth enough. So that one, C4, I gave you a good grade. But C5, for your recommendation of strategy and its justification, QSPM was good, good development of strategy, concept. You clearly went into detail for implementation and evaluation. So this one is a very good level, C5. And C6, majority of the members were eager to answer. So I don't have to wait for a very long time. So you get a very good grade for that as well.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The overall group, I will probably post it tomorrow. No worries.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
The
sir.
next group.
Thank you, sir.
Next. Thank you. Next group is group 6. Who's presenting on behalf of group 6? Who's presenting behalf of group 6?
Jiachi.
Jiachi, you are? Okay, hold on, Jiachi. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, prepare first. Okay, Jiachi, you may proceed. Jiachi, I think you forget to press that button when you share screen. Reshare again. Share and then reshare again.
Okay. 是会议 will share the screen. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So I'll make you participant. Where's Hui? Hui presenter. Okay, Hui, go ahead. Hui? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Is everything okay, Hui? Okay, play. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is YK. Together with my teammates Silong, Wei Yi, Eva, and Jachi, we will present our poster presentation representing PepsiCo. Allow me to begin with our proposal objective. Our proposal objective is to strategize for PepsiCo to become a leading company in sustainability and in an ever-changing demographic demand around the world. Next, I'll pass on to Silong to present on our situational analysis consisting of IFE and EFE.
So based on the IFE metrics, the total score of PepsiCo is 2.60, which means the evaluation value is above average instead of average value. So as we can see from the result, PepsiCo is indicating that the business is in above average shape, but is some flaws that trigger issue in its operation and markets. But it also has some strengths that are being used to their full potential. Furthermore, PepsiCo has 0.20 weight at rating 4. You will get 0.80 higher weighted score for the customer loyalty compared with others. This high weighted score show the main strength of the company. This is because PepsiCo has a devoted following, particularly among the younger generation who enjoy the company's soft drinks for their distinctive flavor. So next, for the EFP metrics, the PepsiCo get 2.45, which is less than 2.50, can be considered as a below average evaluation value, which means that a low score indicates that the company strategy are not properly set up to fully utilize the opportunity and protect against trade. Besides that, the EFE has a higher initiative to meet the requirements of health-conscious customer, which the rate 0.20 and rating 4. And in get rating score 0.80 high rating score compared with other. This high rating score show the main opportunity of the company. So I'll pass to the next presenter, Hui.
So moving to the CPN. So in these 6 success factors, we found that Coca-Cola has better strategy and a competitive advantage over PepsiCo and Red Bull, as Coca-Cola has scored 3.7, while PepsiCo scored 3.6 and Red Bull scored 2. The reason PepsiCo behind low score for Coca-Cola can be attributed to the fact that the low market share and brand reputation. Even though PepsiCo is ranked as top 1 in the food and beverage industry, but Coca-Cola is the most famous in the carbonated soft drinks compared to PepsiCo, which has 45% of market share and ranked top 6 in the world brand recognition, while PepsiCo's only 25% of market share and top 36 in the world brand recognition. However, the critical success factors such as global expansion, price competition, advertisement, and customer loyalty, PepsiCo has performed well compared to other competitors. So moving to the real analysis. So based on the table, there are 5 resources. So for the first resources, strong global presence has resulted sustainable competitive advantage. As currently, PepsiCo has strong customer base, stable sales, and has expanded over 200 countries with diverse products. Hence, it is variable, rare, hard to imitate, and has well organized. Besides that, PepsiCo has served the global audience with different food and beverage by acquisition, trading 23 brands and operate through 7 global dimensions. Thus, it is temporarily competitive advantage. So next, the resources of specialty of products and customer service has resulted as temporarily competitive parity, as it is variable to create a broad choice of beverage and excellent customer service for their customers. Lastly, the resources of brand value is competitive parity. It is variable as PepsiCo was the most reputable company in the United States, and it is not rare due to many competitors within the industry. So now I will pass it to Jachi to be continued.
Thanks, Hui. So we use the Istava diagram to identify Pepsi problem and opportunity. Pepsi main problem is poor cash flow, as its equity ratio has been lower 1 for 4 consecutive years. However, the reason for poor cash flow are that the Pepsi has strong competitor, lagging behind the Coca-Cola in the international market. Product have health issue, weak marketing to help consumer, low penetration outside the America, and the impact of few products. Next, Pepsi opportunity is grow in the market and will target the Southeast Asia market in the short term. Opportunity include expanding business in emerging market, getting more revenue from market outside the America, finding endorsement and sponsorship, and taking initiative to meet the requirement of health-conscious consumer. Next, based on the previous analysis, we formulate the objective. From improving pro cash flow, the short-term objective is to increase revenue by 20% by the end of 2024. And the long-term is to increase revenue by 14% by the end of 2013. Then for the objective of opportunity, the short-term is to improve marketing strategy of Pepsi by 20% in Southeast Asia by 2024. And the long-term is to improve marketing strategy of Pepsi by 15% in developed country by 2013. Next, I will pass to Iwa to continue.
Thank you, Jachi. So here are the strategic tools we use to address the problems and also opportunity. Before we develop the QSPM, we actually use the space metrics to show that PepsiCo should pursue an aggressive strategy. PepsiCo has a strong competitive position in its market with rapid growth. So it needs to use its internal strength to develop product development and also diversification. After space metrics, we use ENSOF metrics because one of the strategy is diversification, fits very well for the detailed analysis of research objective. For PepsiCo to achieve the SMART objectives and become top 1 company within the industry. The second tool we use is QSPM, which allow us to evaluate alternative strategies objectively. The QSPM determined the relative attractiveness of various strategies based on the extent to which key external and key internal critical success factors that capitalize upon or improve. So in the final strategy, we are choosing strategy 2 as the total score of 3.75, where it's to enhance strategic alliance and partnership with sportswear brand like Champion. Lastly, I'm going to pass to Waikit.
Thank you, Eva. I'll present on the strategic implementation and evaluation and also the possible issues that may occur. Through implementation and evaluation, PepsiCo's marketing team can create something that is innovative and beneficial to meet new or current consumers that is facing with new challenges. By adopting continuous quality production techniques through quality labor, PepsiCo can review the number of protein sales every month to determine whether it meets the minimum standard of 5% increase. Additionally, PepsiCo can tap into the cash reserves and set profit goals by reviewing whether the liquidity ratio meets the standard of 1 or exceed 1. And PepsiCo can create product events for PepsiCo Champion and create positive working environment in terms of engagement and support both within the partnership in a month. PepsiCo can invest in the correct channels and drive down the cost around 6 to 8%. Next, I'll present on the possible issues. Possible issues that may occur is uncertain target market, imbalanced level of expertise, loss of control over important issues such as operating costs, different management styles, commodity cost concerns from PepsiCo. So that is all from all of us. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Hui, you can share your screen. Okay, can you all hear me? The group can hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I have two questions lined up. First question is about your CPM. Why did you consider Red Bull as a competitor? Because Red Bull, do they really serve the same set of drinks that Pepsi and Coca-Cola does? Who wants to answer? Why did you consider Red Bull as a competitor?
Sir, I'm Eva. So
Yes.
why we choose Red Bull as our competitor is because Red Bull is also in F&B industry.
So F&B industry, why never consider Starbucks? Also F&B, what?
Because Starbucks is coffee industry. Then Red Bull is the it's like energy drink. So like
So
similar
Pepsi and
with
Coca-Cola are not in energy drink, right?
but the
Any other reasons, guys? Anybody want to add on?
but the market are also like the similar because Starbucks is we go into the store and buy the coffee like that. Then
No,
Red
I'm
Bull,
not.
PepsiCo like
Okay,
that.
forget about Starbucks. Starbucks was just a example that I
Yeah.
throw in. Okay, because you said F&B industry. Let's go back to my question. Okay, why Red Bull you consider them as a competitor? Anyone can answer? Okay, I have a second question. It's about the use of both space metrics and soft metrics. When I look at your strategy, which is diversification, okay, and I think it's market development, right? Diversification and market development, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so both the strategies you don't have to use both space and soft matrix, because space and entros both will give you the same result, and then you can actually choose both strategies using one of the tool. Why did you choose to do two of the two?
Sir.
Yes, go ahead.
For the space metric is a mix of strategies can be employed depending on the particular environment that the firm is practicing at the time. So,
okay.
So it includes the product development, integration with other companies, acquisition of competitors, and so on. Maybe it's like that.
So now my question is, why you use both? Why you use space and then soft? Why can't you just do space and be happy with your choices?
To exploit opportunities and enhance its market share, and operate in a relatively stable environment condition.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. You use space and soft metrics to develop your strategy, correct or not?
Yes.
Right. So my question is, why did you use both space and soft metrics? That's all. Why use both? Why can't you just use one?
So allow us to think from a different angle.
A different angle. What kind of different angle?
So since we are using IFE and UFE also, so why we use ENSOF is it helps us to decide what action can be taken based on the market scenario and also the product currently present. So it actually also helps us to evaluate and formulate a strategy for our future business growth.
I understand. Both also help us develop strategy. My question is, why you distinctively choose this two? Okay, like I think Jachi mentioned earlier, both of it has their own benefits to use it. So I want to see what benefits you gain from using space and what benefit you gain from using ENSOF. That's all. What benefit you gain from using space metrics and what benefit you gain from ENSOF metrics? Anyone? No one? Okay, thank you guys. Let's put as ease. Okay, this will be my feedback from C1 to C5. Okay, let me go back to C1. For C1, your design were clear, consistent, presentation were well prepared, so you get close to outstanding mark there. For you, C2, use of references, sufficient references, method of references were accurate, so you get outstanding mark in C2 as well. For C3, situation analysis were done clearly, well expressed, good research were used, so you get a very good grade for C3. For C4, good, I will commend you guys to use the Ishikawa diagram to help to review your problems and opportunity, which was excellent. So for that reason alone, for C4, you get excellent marks. For C5, I understand how you develop your strategy, but implementation would need to be more precise, and you need to clearly know why you're using a specific tool. And each tool in its own benefits. You need to explain to me why you can get the benefits of those tools. And then for C6, the answers I received was not sufficient enough. So I would say answers were not to the question. So members were not, we are not able to answer my question satisfactorily. For that reason, you get an average mark for C6. Okay, the rest, okay, well done. The rest is well done. Okay, so you get your provisional marks tomorrow, yeah? Okay. Anything you want to add on? Anything you want to ask me?
And for now,
Anything
no. Thank you, sir.
for now? Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. So group 6 is done. Who's doing for group 7? Who's doing for group 7? Who's doing for group 9? Who's doing for group 8?
Me, group 7.
You are doing for group 7, Rizal. Okay. Okay, hope your internet. Okay, let me make you the presenter, Raisu. Okay, made you the presenter already. Okay, Raisu, you're going next. Please prepare and give me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, give us 2 minutes, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. You may start.
Good morning, Mr. Agab, and good morning, my fellow friends and the moderator. Now we are presenting. We are like our teammates, myself, Muhammad Rasul Hussain, and Nuralia, Nihayat Ibrahim, and Muhammad Adil. We are going to present the most competitive beverage company in this world, which is dominated 48% of the global market share. In total, franchise is responsible for over 160 different beverages within the market, consisting of 200 countries. First, IFE. The column chart illustrates the weight rating and weight score on key internal factors. Um, Strengths. Firstly, highest brand equity, which carries 0.20, the company brand loyalty and the best quality, the win for the Coca-Cola brand image, largest brand valuation and dominant market share, whereas both carry 0.15 weight. Because Coca-Cola branding and advertising efforts have taken over World Cup and Christmas festival. On the other hand, for dominate market share, Coca-Cola is still the industry standard. Therefore, both is rated 4. Therefore, all are rated as 4, and 3 accordingly. For weaknesses, environmental distraction, destructive packaging, and lawsuit, whereas both carry 0.10 weight and 2 as rating. Due to utilizing disposal of plastic bottle, global warming, and carbon emissions. Moreover, Coca-Cola has been sued for violating on a trademark by using distributor that identified customer. Last weakness is a health concern. People are criticizing high sugar carbonate beverage that causes of obesity and diabetes. Therefore, health concern is rated as major weaknesses with a weight of 0.3. In EFE, in opportunities, it demonstrated 3 parts, such as product diversification, market expansion, and developing countries, whereas all 3 carries 0.15, 0.15, and 0.25, weight also rated as 3, 4, and 3 accordingly. Product diversification, and the company recently launched its flavor milk Vio in India for market expansion. Coca-Cola is partnering with Disney Park and Resort to bring customers bottles Coca-Cola Diet Coke. Developing countries, Coca-Cola soda sales Latin America, Asia, Middle East, and Africa all are set to rise. In trades, demonstrate 3 components: high competition, water uses issues, and a strong dollar. Whereas all 3 carry 0.20, 0.15, and 0.10 weight. Also rated 2, 3, and 2 accordingly. High competition, where there are indirect competition in the market share by offering healthier beverage. Water uses issues in countries like India, Mexico, and many more, where Coca-Cola has manufactured plant with water crisis. A strong dollar, the company earns more than 60% profit from the outside of the United States. Due to a strong dollar performance against the foreign currency, the firm overall income falls. For CPM, the line graph critical success factors measure rate score 3 brands such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Red Bull. Overall success factors: brand reputation, global market expansion, market share, price competitiveness, customer loyalty. All carry same for 3 brands. For R, 0.3, 0.25, 0.2, 0.15, 0.1 accordingly. But in terms of rating is different. The customers, when they choose the beverage company they want, at first they look at the brand reputation. Coca-Cola has the best impression compared to Pepsi and Red Bull. Therefore, its rated has 4, 3, and 2 respectively. For global expansion, market share competitiveness, price competitiveness, and customer loyalty all carry 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and Red Bull carry 2, 1, 2 accordingly. Thank you. Now I pass it to Alia.
Thank you, Raisul. Now, next slide is based on video analysis of Coca-Cola. So firstly, it's local food product. It is valuable. It is not rare. Therefore, the competitive advantage is competitive parity. Second is employees. It is valuable. It is not rare. It is rare, and the imitation is it is no for imitation. Therefore, temporary competitive advantage. Third is distribution. It is valuable. It is rare, and for imitation, it is no. Therefore, it is to provide competitive advantage over the medium term. Next is differentiation and financial resources. It is valuable, rare. Imitation is yes, and the competitive advantage is therefore sustainable competitive advantage. Next is the key problems and opportunities for Coca-Cola. Firstly, key problem is high competitions. PepsiCo's Coca-Cola measures competitor and has manufacturing plants in the same market as Coca-Cola. However, the company's competitive edge derived from its massive manufacturing facilities, which provide economies of scale and strong distribution of network to a huge client base across all demographics. Second is water usage issues. In 2014, Coca-Cola bottling plant in Utah, Pradesh Northern Province, was shut down for illegally mining groundwater and contaminating the environment with harmful substances. Following widespread community objections, the government of Tamil Nadu withdrew land allotted for a new Coca-Cola factories in 2015. Next is the key opportunities. Firstly is product diversification. Coca-Cola diversified its portfolio to develop a strong presence in other beverages as growth in the carbonated soft drink market slows and customer preferences shift towards healthy beverages. Lastly is market expansion through partnership. Coca-Cola recently stated that it had entered into a formal agreement to buy a minority ownership stake in Chai Ltd, a leading dairy and juice company based in Nigeria, establishing strategic partnership between the two companies. Coca-Cola believes that it will get the advantage of establishing itself in this market through a well-known regional company. Thank you. Now I will pass the time to Nihayat to talk about our strategy choice.
Thank you, Alia. For the strategy choice, the first strategy we have chosen is PCG metrics that will help to identify and analyze Coca-Cola's low growth products, products that attract sales, high growth products, and products that may attract sales or become low growth products in future. As for Star, Kinley is quite popular brand in European and Asian countries due to the growing demand for low calorie and healthy drinks. Like, for example, similarly they offer Kinley Sparkling. This could come in different flavors, giving more options to choose. Cash Cow Coke has declined its demand being a carbonated soft drink as the demand for low calorie and healthy drinks has increased among consumers. For dogs, Coca-Cola has launched Diet Coke for health conscious consumers and has received favorable responses, but the growth among the diet healthy drinks is riskier. Thus marked as dog. Question mark Sprite products have small relative market share but high market growth rate. Sprite is soft drink is highly popular and has a potential to become a star product. Although Coca-Cola company is going through a huge transformational turning point to meet the needs for consumers for low calorie and sugar-free beverages and cater different customer segments and needs. The other strategy we have chosen is IE metrics based on the scores obtained from the IFE 2.35 and EFE 2.85 metrics. The IE metrics result shows Coca-Cola company should hold and maintain its position in the market. The company can continue to build strategies that to develop market products, market penetration and integration to remain in the position. To maintain the position, the company could also continue the effort to bring healthy options for customers that support healthier lifestyles. At the same time, Coca-Cola should also continue to focus more on what they can improve on the diversified products, like giving extra attention to low market sales areas through partnership and to reduce it. That's all from me. Thank you.
So for QSPM, we have two strategies based on the result from the two matrices and the key problems and opportunities. So the first strategy is related to market penetration, which involves marketing of the healthier product lines where product growth and market share still have room for growth. So for the second strategy is horizontal integration, which involve acquisition of competitors, increase market share. So based on the internal and external factors, we find that certain are attractive for the both strategies, it will help reach these strategies to success. For weakness, all the key factors will be unattractive, except for health concern, as this will help push the company to introduce more healthy drinks. Uh, for opportunities, all the key factors will be attractive as the strategies will help in product diversification and increase market share. For threats, all the key factors are unattractive to the strategies as they might prevent the strategies to reach success. As a result, we believe that the first strategy will help increase the market share of the already owned product as they still have potential for growth. For implementation, will involve the 4 departments in organization that will help the chosen strategy. The first is the marketing department, which will conduct the marketing plan for products for the healthy drinks. And then there is the pricing, which will utilize the psychological pricing. And then for distribution channel or place, will involve such as supermarket and convenience store. And then there is promotion, which involves digital marketing, television commercial, and sponsorships. Next is the production department, which involves sustainable packaging and sustainable business. Next is the research and development, which involves research into sugar alternatives. Then the fourth department is the finance, which will allocate all the budget, which based on the financial report provided by the company, which showed that the company spent 4 billion a year on marketing, $13 billion a year for production, and around 100 million for research for the past 5 years. For the potential outcome of the strategy, there will be issues related to the marketing strategy, such as cost of for marketing, advertising, targeting the wrong audience, and low sales. For this, contingency plan is created, which involves revision of the marketing plan and budgeting so that the strategy reach the target market and increase sales. For measure of success for the strategy is that there will is to be profit, which can only happen if sales reach above the break-even point of the budget involved. That's it for the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, guys, and share your screen. Okay, let me start. You all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's talk about the question. First question. In your analysis, I saw BCG metrics. What's the main purpose of you using BCG metrics?
So for the purpose of the BCG matrix,
Mhm.
we want to address one of the key opportunities, which is product diversification. So we want to identify the products owned by Coca-Cola. So we found that there are several products that have low market share, so that they have potential to grow. So that's why we found
So
that.
BCG metrics was one of your situational analysis, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's one of the situation analysis that you did not put in your poster. Oh yeah, but you put it under strategic choice. That's why I am confused. Is it a situation analysis or strategic choice?
Strategy, sir.
Strategy choice. So how did you use BCG analysis to develop your strategy?
It's one of the best method for business portfolio analysis and can help Coca-Cola in implementing the right actions because it understands the current market positions.
Yeah, understanding current market position, that sounds like situation analysis to me. My question is, how does it help suggest your first choice of strategy, which is marketing effort for healthier products? How did it go into that direction? How did it help you do that?
Because from it we can understand all the healthier products are more in demand than the carbonated fizzy drinks.
Okay. Would it make much difference if you put PCG metrics in situation analysis rather than strategic choice? Would it make much difference, guys?
Probably so. We're not sure because we thought it would be more helpful in comparing because it will, from IE metrics, it understand the future, what the company holds in the future. So this one, it helps to understand the current market position.
So yeah, if understanding current market position, isn't that is what situation analysis is trying to do for us? So I'm going to ask you, would it be better to put it under situation analysis? Would it be better if put it under strategic choice?
So it's better to put it in the strategic choice, because we find out all the products that owned by Coca-Cola by the BGC metrics. Then it help us to implementation part. So that's why.
Now it helps you in implementation. Okay. Now I have another question.
It makes easy for us.
Okay, another question I have is, what is the difference between the current strategy that the company is practicing compared to the strategy that you guys are suggesting?
For the strategy we chosen is to push the marketing for the healthier product lines for Coca-Cola more than the
No. Your suggested strategy is say take over, right?
no market penetration.
No, your suggested strategy is market penetration. Okay, what is the difference between the current strategy and your suggested strategy? Yeah, correct. Market penetration. What is the
For our strategy is
difference
more
between?
focused on the marketing for the healthier product lines. They have low.
So isn't that something that Coca-Cola is already doing?
They have other products that they don't push, like the ones identified in BCG metrics, like Kinley
So you're
and
saying
Mazda.
Diet Coke, Dasani Water, Heaven and Earth drinks are not are not marketed well enough in by Coca-Cola right now. So that's why I'm suggesting we should market that further.
Yes, and also the other products that are shown in BCG matrix.
I don't understand your answer.
So
Okay?
it's doing well. So it's doing well. So make it more profitable and more productive.
No. My question here is, okay, what is the difference from what Coca-Cola is practicing now with your suggested strategy? That's all. So if you're trying to say that Coca-Cola is not really doing sufficient promotional activities for this 4 or 3 products that you have suggested, then I need to know where evidence you have to prove that.
So the products like Kinley and Mazda, they have low market share. So we want to focus on that to increase the market share marketing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me give you. Okay. Thank you for the answer. Okay. What I'm going to give you guys is this. Okay. Let me give you my feedback first. Okay. Let me put them up here. Okay. First one, for your design of your poster. And the outlook of the poster, it's not the best. There is sudden boxes or white boxes, so the outlook of poster was need to improve further. The presenters, I think you guys are trying to put too much things within concise. Everyone was speaking too fast. Perhaps you would have been better if you've done some rehearsals. That's for C1. For C2, there were sufficient references. There were correct referencing methods that has been used. Okay, so it's good. And then for the situation analysis tool for C3, sufficient evidence. So for C2 was outstanding. C3, very good level. I understand the situation analysis. I think you should just put the BCG under situation analysis and just stick to using IE metrics to develop your strategy. For your problem identification, opportunity was identified clearly, but need further review. So that's an average mark there. And then for C5, developing our strategy is there, but I'm not convinced whatever you're suggesting is different from what Coca-Cola is practicing right now. I'm not really convinced in that area. So perhaps for the, no, you guys should have thought of a bit outside the box what other strategies the company should have done. Okay, implementation evaluation were at an okay level. So for C5, you are good. For Q&A, some of the answers were not that consistent. Some of the answers were not that consistent. So was not that happy and so on. Some of the answers were not that consistent. So for that case, C6, you get an average mark. Okay, is that clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You get your provisional marks tomorrow, yeah? Okay, who's next?
Sir,
Okay,
mine.
Kencock. Okay, get ready, yeah, Kencock. I'll let you know when you can start, huh?
Okay.
Okay, Kencock, okay. Guys, let's take a 5 minutes break. We will come back with Kencock, okay? Let's take a 5 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, sir.
I don't think we can hear anything yet. I don't know whether you click on that small button and share again, share again.
First, which are Varun.
Okay, now Ken.
Good day, everyone. We are Group 9 from Business Strategy subject, and our lecturer is Mr. Raghavendran. My group consists of 5 group members, which are Varun Kumar, Kuganandan, Lee Kian Kok, Jasmine Deep, and myself, Hana Al Fateh. Today, I would be talking about the situation analysis of Coca-Cola. Firstly, Coca-Cola consists of 4 models, which are 2 IFE, 2 EFE, VRIO, and CPM. The strengths of Coca-Cola would be that it has a strong brand identity and it is known worldwide. It is highly valued brand, high revenue. For the weaknesses, it is low on the diversification of production. Moving on to the EFE of Coca-Cola. Its opportunities are globally expanded, has a very sustainable packaging, and finally, the health beverages. Coca-Cola's strengths are the increase of consumer health concern, water risk, and direct and indirect competitors. For the total weighted score of Coca-Cola on the IFE, it would be 2.45 and 3.65 on the EFE. Now I would like to pass to Jasmine Deep. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. So I will continue from here. In VRIO analysis, we have identified 5 resources And there are three temporary competitive advantage, which are large product range, strong global presence, and global distribution networks. And there are two sustainable competitive advantage, which is brand image and secret formula. Furthermore, I'm going to talk about the competitive profile metrics. Our competitors are Pepsi and Red Bull. So the critical success factors are marketing expenses, market share, and financial standing. The total weighted score for this competitive profile metric is Coca-Cola and Pepsi are 3.7, and the lowest is Red Bull, which is 3.4. Now I'm going to pass it on to Varun. He'll continue from here.
Okay, thank you, Jess. So I will be talking about the key problems of Coca-Cola Company. So we have identified three problems. So the first problem will be product shortage, followed by decline in sales, and finally water utility. Key opportunities of Coca-Cola Company also has three opportunities. First will be diversified, global expansion, and sustainable packaging. I would now explain the 5 objectives of strategy for Coca-Cola Company. So the first objective would be to expand their business market. So we have set a target duration of 5 years for them to expand in the health beverage market. Second would be diversify business. So they would need to generate new brand or acquire other companies before 2025 to diversify their portfolio, their brands that they offer. So use new sustainable packaging. So most of their packaging should be 100% recyclable within the next 5 years. So reduce product shortage issues. So Coca-Cola in the next, before 2025, they should solve their supply chain issues, and they should increase 5 product lines by the end of 2025. So finally, increase sales. So Coca-Cola should be able to increase sales in the next 5 years and achieve a 5% global share. That's all from my part. I would pass the presentation to Kugan. Thank you.
Thank you, Varun. So I'll be continuing from here. So today I'm going to talk about the strategy choices. So as for SWOT metrics has been identified by Hannah on the analysis earlier. So what we are going to choose on is actually SO strategy, which is strength and opportunity, and then expand business of health beverages into global market with green package. So as you can see for space metrics, which is mentioned there in strategy choices, the 2 tools used to design strategy choices are TOWS metrics and also space metrics. So as you can see from the table that's been presented, with internal strategic position and external strategic position. So as for internal strategic position, financial position, which will be rated on +6, competitive position, which will be rated as -1, external strategic position. So number 1 will be stability position, which will be rated as -1, and industry position, which will be rated as +5. So from there, we'll be moving onwards to QSPM. So yes, as for QSPM, there are 3 different key factors. Number 1, critical success factor. Number 2 is strength. Number 3 is weakness. As for the strategic alternatives for SO strategy and space strategy, SO strategy is on expand business of health beverages into global market with green package. As for space metrics, aggressive market development in hot weathers country. So on these 2 strategy, which is carried out, and the total score for SO strategy is 3.7, and the total score for space strategy is 3.4. So the highest weightage is 3.7. So we will be choosing SO strategy. So I'm done, and I'll be passing on the mic to Lee Kian Kok. Do take it away, Lee.
Okay, thank you, Kugan. So now I will explain about the strategy implementation stage, which we divided it into 4 stages for the SO strategy, which we chosen because of the higher total weighted score. So the first stage is estimated around 1 to 2 years duration. The company need to research and development on their new health beverages and green packaging, and they need to do market research for the new flavor and expectation of pricing of their consumer. So for second stage, it estimated for 1 year duration. So the company will need to prepare for the new production line of packaging and drinks. There are new brand logo, marketing campaign plan, resources needed to having the new brands, and then lastly will be distribution network of their global. So the third stage estimated need to prepare around 3 to 6 months. So in this stage, the company will start to having their promotion campaign by create a new social media account for the new drinks and announce for their new brand ambassadors and marketing for the new drinks. And the last stage will be the stage where the drinks are already available in the market, in the global market. So we also prepare in expected outcome, we also prepare a benchmark of the success to measure the success of the implementation of a strategy. So the benchmark we need to measure at every end of the month to evaluate whether the strategy is going smoothly. So in stage one, the company, the benchmark is able to produce a flavor of 60 to 80% cost, which meet the consumer expectation in the survey. And stage two will be produce all required resources and materials within 1 year time frames. Stage three will be successfully reach out 80% of the potential customers, at least one in the global health beverage consumer. And the stage four, which is the last stage, we'll be able to sell in more than 100 countries and achieve a global market share of 1% in the health beverages industry. So the possible issues, we identify three. So the first one will be the research and development of the new brands is taking the longer duration than expected, which stated at the stage implementation. So the next one will be the budget is exceed expectation, which taking more budget for the research and development. And the third one will be the competitors come up with the same strategy and introduce their health beverage brand faster than Coca-Cola company. So the contingency plan will be acquired a company with high reputation drink in the market, which is a health beverage market, and collaborate with the competitors which already having their new brands in the market. So that's all for our Group 9 presentation. Thank you.
Okay, you can unshare your screen, guys. I have a few questions. My first question is, why did you guys use TOAS? What is the underlying process that you guys went through to use TOAS as one of your choices of strategy?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So my name is Kugan, sir. So very good morning to you, sir, and everybody else. So yeah, the reason why we use TOAS as our one of the metrics is that because we use IFE and EFE in the situational analysis, so that's why by using TOAS we can have a consistent result, sir. So that is one of the that is the reason why we use TOAS, sir. Yeah.
Consistent result. Okay. Now I have another question I want to ask you guys. Real question. What is aggressive market aggressive strategy? What is market aggressive strategy? This is like a pretty new thing to me. I know in aggressive strategy there are few choices, but what is market aggressive strategy? Are you trying to say penetration or what is it?
Sir, I think we left the word development is aggressive market development, which because in the hot weather countries means like Africa's, which the Coca-Cola company is still not fully utilize their market share.
Okay, so you're trying to say market development ke market penetration?
market development in others country, hot weather country like Africa.
Okay, can any one of the member agree with that is market development, not market penetration? Do other members agree that it's market development, not market penetration?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You all agree, huh? That is market development, not penetration, huh?
Yes, sir, positive.
Positive, huh? Oh. I understand your eagerness to support your member, but that is definitely wrong. That will be market penetration because they already existent in the market. If they're already there, they want to further enhance themselves, that's market penetration. If they're not there and this is the first time they're going to enter, then it's market development. Okay, it's market penetration, not market development, and you should not have stated it as market aggressive strategy. You should put market penetration strategies. Okay, here is my thing. When I'm going through your, okay, give feedback first. Huh? When I was going through your appendix, okay, apparently your appendix stops at space metrics. Okay, appendix stops at space metrics. And what you're suggesting is market penetration, and you are writing it as market development. So that is two key things there. Okay, I don't know why did your appendix stop at space metrics. Any reason? Any tactical reasons why your appendix stopped at space metrics? Any reason, guys?
So this implementation, so we just put it in the poster.
No,
then.
there's no QSPM also.
QSPM?
There's no QSPM also in your appendix.
So
That's
then
why I want to know why.
maybe we just left it, didn't put it in.
Okay. So, okay, now let me come to my feedback, yeah? My feedback comes in your presentation and structure. For C1, the design was clear and consistent. I would say a well-prepared presentation. The referencing methods and references were sufficient enough. So the C1, I'm giving you very good marks. C2, I'm giving you outstanding marks. C3, sufficient analysis are done, well expressed. There were evidence of good research were taken place. So for C3, you have a very good mark as well. Identification of problem and opportunity. Identification was done clearly. Perhaps the review could improve a little bit better. So C4, you get a good grade. Okay, but when it comes to C5, besides what you have told, besides what you have presented on the poster, they were not sufficient information for the development of strategy like QSPM and the detailed implementation. So I don't believe that you guys have gone through a clearer thought process because there were insufficient evidence for that. So I think it can be justified a bit more better. Okay, use of the correct terminologies would help you even better. So C5, you get an average mark. For the Q&A, even though all members were eager to support each other, but you were supporting each other even though it was a wrong statement that you made. Okay, so I would say inconsistency in the answers from the group. So in that case, for C6, you get average mark as well. Okay, so that means C1 very good marks, C2 outstanding, C3 very good, C4 good, C5 and C6 were average to say least. Okay, all right.
Okay, so thank you.
That you would get your additional your provisional marks tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir. Thank you
guys.
very much, sir,
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Okay,
I
let's
hope you
go
have a great
to the final group.
day ahead, sir.
Okay, let's go for the final group. Everybody hold on, yeah? Final group, group 8. So I guess is Shikai, you're presenting for group 8. Okay, go ahead, share your screen.
And now I'm going to present about IFE matrix and EFE matrix. So for the strength, there are one strength that is weighted as 0.2, and it is the most important strength for the company, which is highly diversified portfolio, and the rating is 4, which are major strengths. Besides, there are two strengths that is weighted as 0.15. It is a medium important strength for the company, which are effectively supply chain management and effectively marketing strategies. And the rating for supply chain management is 4, and the effective marketing is 3, which is minor strength. So for weakness, there are one weakness is weighted as 0.2, and it is the most important weakness for the company, which is products that are perceived to be unhealthy, and the rating is 1, which are major weakness. Besides, there are two weaknesses that is rated as 0.15. It is a medium importance weakness for the company, which are over dependency on the food and beverage and negative publicity. And the rating for over dependence on food and beverage is 1, and the rating for negative publicity is 2, which is minor weakness. So for the opportunity, there are two opportunity is rated as 0.2. It is the most important opportunity for the company, which is political stabilities in major economy and reduce the level of sugars. And both of the rating is 4, which are superior response. Besides, there are one opportunity that is rated as 0.15. It is a medium importance opportunity for the company, which are more discriminating attitudes about the product's quality, and the rating is 3. It is an above average response. Lastly, for trade, there are two trades is at the rating of 2, which are government initiative against carbohydrate drinks and packaging cost pollutions. It is an average response for the company, and there are one trade is at the rating of 1, which is highest health consciousness. It is a poor response for the company, and the higher health consumption is less important as it is rated as 0.1, and the government initiative against carbohydrate drinks is medium important, and it is 0.15, and the packaging cost of pollution is the most important at the rated of 0.2. Thank you. Now I will pass my turn to Zheng Chen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now I will explain on the competitive profile. CPN and real analysis of Mexico. CPN analysis show that Coca-Cola is leading in the beverage industry with strategy in advertising, customer loyalty, and brand image. Coca-Cola gets a rating of 4 averaging because they spend the most and average about 4 million each year on advertising than any other beverage producer. On the other hand, Coca-Cola and Mexico get a rating of 4 on product quality because both offer similar recipe and taste to their customers. Besides that, Dr. Pepper get a rating of 3 because although Dr. Pepper offers 23 options of beverage to the market, most customers still prefer Coca-Cola or PepsiCo when choosing their soft drink. On top of that, PepsiCo prevails in the range of product as it offers both food and drinks in the market. On top of that, customer loyalty. There are too many flavors of Dr. Pepper, and the customer could not choose the flavor they like the most. Although Pepsi and Coca-Cola have roughly the same strategy, Coca-Cola entered the market earlier than Pepsi, which made Coca-Cola become the brand of choice for public and which for Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Dr. Pepper are 3, 4, and 3 respectively. Apart from this, the price competitiveness, which for Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Dr. Pepper are 3, 4, and 3 respectively. It is because as a later comer in the market, Pepsi has always had lower price and more promotion than Coca-Cola, and it still does. Although Dr. Pepper entered the market a year earlier than Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is still ahead of Pepsi and Dr. Pepper compared to its popularity. Lastly, in terms of brand image, PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper get a rating of 3 because their product diversity and packaging investment are not as good as Coca-Cola rating 4. Because PepsiCo and Dr. Pepper has always appeared as a simple, affordable, and popular brand image. Pepsi and Dr. Pepper do not have the wide distribution network and strong brand image that Coca-Cola has, which make Coca-Cola an excellent choice for launching new products. Now, I will explain on a real analysis of PepsiCo. The first resources for PepsiCo was the pricing strategy, which was a competitive parity since it's a variable resources, but not rare in the market. PepsiCo compare with Coca-Cola goods by offering cheap pricing based on low operational expenses. They also occasionally provide special promotional deals at lower pricing. The second resources is PepsiCo use AI to bubble up their innovation. PepsiCo use TasteWise and artificial intelligence platform to uncover and forecast culinary trends. PepsiCo also employ artificial intelligence to perform product testing on customized online areas. However, AI tools also used by other companies, which include Coca-Cola and Nestle. Hence, these resources only available for the PepsiCo, but not reality in the market. Furthermore, the third resources of PepsiCo is supply chain network flexibility. Some goods necessity cold chain logistics, while other necessity sourcing components from several places throughout the world. They also plan for possible interruption caused by seasonal supply requirements, weather and climate change, and demand variation. However, its competitor may also have flexibility supply chain and share some of the supplier. This is the reason why this particular resources was variable, rare, but can be immediate by competitors. Last but not least, the four resources for PepsiCo is brand awareness. PepsiCo is a name that almost everyone in the world has heard of. Pepsi has positioned itself as the brand that represents youth, food, and museum, as seen by its marketing and advertising efforts. Their prices are affordable for millionaires of all socio-economic backgrounds. Their digital advertisement also make an impression on their target group. They also use the power that comes with it to run their campaign. Hence, brand awareness of PepsiCo suit variable, rare, immediate, and organized well. That's all. Now I will pass to Diva to present.
Hi, I'm Divya. Now I'd like to present on the key problems and opportunities faced by the PepsiCo company. The first problem is the sales volume went down due to health products. The reason why the number of the small business are starting the drinks it consists of good nutrition, and the consumers are more concerned on the healthy beverage due to the COVID pandemic. The second one is handling the environmental concerns. There are many criticisms from the people for over-excess the water consumptions, and the companies indirectly affected the basic needs of the people. And also, they are forgetting the plastic bag being manufactured, causing threat to the environment and lead to the pollution. The second part is opportunities. The first opportunities is they started to recycle the plastic for packaging bottles and also cheap bags. Since the nature of the packaging is light and it consists of the low carbon footprint, which is more safer to the consumer. And this method also will cut down the amount of new plastic manufacturers and reduce the waste and also overcome the water pollutions. Last but not least, the company have put hands together by provide a healthier products by cutting the sugars in the beverage. So as to have a zero and low calories beverage by 2025. That's all from me. Now I pass it to Tersian to present a part. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tizazin, and I would like to present the IE matrix, PCG matrix, and QSPM. According to IFE and EFE matrix, Pepsi falls in hold and maintain stage, their strategies are market development and market penetration. PepsiCo is one of the largest companies in the world with its products sold in more than 200 countries. Pepsi is also the mover behind a string of brands such as Gatorade, Tropicana, and Quaker Oats. The high market growth rate and market share represent PepsiCo in quadrant 2. They are market-leading products that require significant investment to maintain their market position, foster growth, and sustain a competitive advantage. Related strategies include market penetration, market development, and product development. They consume a lot of cash, but they also generate a lot of cash flow. There are two strategies in QSPM, market development and product development. Market development is a strategy that PepsiCo should apply by expanding in countries that are not already established, for example, Africa and India. This is because the table shows the total attractive score of increased international market expansion strategy is 3.25, which gets a higher score and more effective than the innovate healthier product strategies, which 2.8 in total. The reason why market development gets higher score than product development is because strengthening international market expansion will help PepsiCo conduct more exploration and exposure in publicity and international markets. Advertising rate on 0.25, attractive score of 4 because it is the most important factor and PepsiCo needs its help to conduct more exposure and strengthen consumers' desire to consume and stimulate consumer consumption. In terms of product quality, it weighs on 0.2, attractive score of 3 because it is the second most important factor to stand out among many competitors and increase international market expansion. PepsiCo must ensure the quality of their own product are able to meet the customers' expectations. Besides that, the attractive score of market development such as customer loyalty, price competitiveness, and brand image all weight on 0.15, attractive score of 3, because they are equally important as advertising can help promote Pepsi and product quality assurance will help PepsiCo to gain and maintain customer loyalty and able to remain one of the strongest competitors in price competitiveness and also help Pepsi maintain a good brand image. Thank you. I'll pass it to Zian.
Okay, hi, my name is Chai Jian, and now I'm going to explain about the strategy implementation. The first department of PepsiCo is marketing department. They are selecting and managing the agencies and vendors who produce the marketing materials and provide further marketing support. After that, the second one is operation management. Their responsibility is to generating new ideas and expanding on the current ideas. Next is R&D department. They provide powerful knowledge and insights and also to develop new products and services in the competitive market. Furthermore is finance department. They are help to maintain a positive revenue stream and providing the forecasting reports. Last but not least is HR department. They are finding the right employees to staff the international branch and navigating for the cultural differences. Next, I will explain on the strategy evaluation. By applying those strategy implementation, PepsiCo has successfully expanded their market to China. There are three reasons why PepsiCo chose China. The first one is because fastest growing major economy. China economy will become the largest trade by 2030. Thus, there are many opportunities for Pepsi product to increase higher purchasing rate, revenue, as well as the reputation. The second reason is because the innovation. China country is global leader for innovation. Therefore, PepsiCo can take this advantage of developing technological market rapidly as China consumer is more to discover new technology-focused products and services. And the last reason is because the cutting costs. PepsiCo able to find cost savings in other areas such as lower utility costs and supplier concentration. Thus, Pepsi can spend low cost in order to improve other part of the business, which need more money by giving a productive work in each department. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.
Guys, okay. Final group. Can you all of you hear me and speak to me? Can all of you hear me and speak to me? Can, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start with my first question. How did you guys develop the strategy of increasing international market expansion and lowering the price. It is not clear to me there. How did you guys develop the increasing international market expansion as one strategy and lowering price as another strategy? Who's answering? Who's going to answer me? Okay, no answer. Next question. Your BCG metrics, it appears like you just have a cut and paste from somewhere and put it there. What does the BCG metrics actually really say? Because you say your IE metrics say hold and maintain. Market penetration, product development. So, and I don't get it. How did you get from that to market expansion, lowering prices? How? I don't know whether lowering prices be accepted as a strategy. Go ahead, who wants to answer? Yes, Shikai, please answer. Shikai, are you planning to answer, Shikai?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Shikai. Please answer.
So just now you asked the BCG metrics, right?
Yes. How did
You
you
say
use BCG metrics?
how we use BCG metrics.
Yeah, how do you use it?
We need to see the table about the star and counts that like that, right?
So where is your analysis on the star, the cash cow, the star, the the pet, and also the problem child? Where is your analysis of that? Did you guys actually see or did not use BCG metrics?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Shikai. Zin Xiong.
Actually, we use BCG metric before, like question mark, star dot, and cash cow. And in question mark, we take some other product like Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Max, and Cracker, and star like Aquafina and other products like of Pepsi. But after that we changed to this table, so maybe we did it wrongly on this BCG metrics.
Okay, then I have a very important question for you guys. Can I consider lowering prices as strategy?
No, sir.
Okay, all members agree with that? Lowering prices is not a strategy?
Maybe not. I think it's not specific enough.
Not specific enough. Okay, how about other members? I think there should be 4 members or 5 members in this group. Other members, what do you think about lowering price as a strategy?
Maybe no, sir.
Okay, next question. Why there is no appendix in your submission? How am I supposed to evaluate where you have do your citation, whether you have done sufficient research? Why there is no appendix in your submission? Why is there no appendix summation? How did the group come up with the idea of not putting in an appendix? I would like to know that.
Sir, I think because we just provide the reference but didn't provide the appendix. So
how do I know when did you, which reference you use when? Okay, thank you. There's no answer for that, I guess. Okay, thank you. You can mute now. Let me give you my feedback. Okay, from what I see, because the lack of appendix, that means I cannot really gauge whether the sufficient research has been done or not. Okay, the lack of citation also proves the same thing to me. I don't know whether sufficient research has been taken place or not. Okay, so coming down to your C1, okay, when you're presenting, there should be zoom in function where you're supposed to zoom in the parts that you present so that whoever is watching the presentation would actually know what you're talking about. The entire group presented with the whole poster there without any zoom in function to focus on specific area. So because of that, we were not clear on, we cannot see what is the content being spoken about. So perhaps the group should have done a better outlook, a better preparation in your presentation. Okay, they must have done some rehearsal. I don't see this evidence done on rehearsal. Even your poster, there's a lot of empty spaces. Okay, which it is not something that been preferred. That is C1. So with C1, you get average marks. For C2, you get below average marks. I have a list of references, but I don't know where these references will go to. There's no citations that's been presented. There's no citations in the poster or in the appendix. So for C2, you get below average marks. For the use of 4 tools, there were 4 tools there. There's you have shown 4 tools you have used, but is it justified to the level of, have you shown evidences to prove that you went in detail to develop those 4 tools? No, there's no evidence for that. So therefore, you get below average mark. Okay, problems C4, problems and opportunity. Here there were clear identification of problems and opportunities, but the review of the problems and opportunity were not only is not present at all. So that gives you a below average mark. Then for next one, which is a strategy development. Strategic development in C5, one of the strategy is not a strategy that's a marketing tactic to reduce the price. You should have said market penetration and then say one of the things that we can do in market penetration is to reduce your price. That can make sense. But and then international expansion, I'm wondering, this brand is a global brand. I think majority of the country already have a presence of this brand. Why you need further international expansion, I still can't gauge it. So I have insufficient justification in developing the strategy. If the development of strategy is not done correctly, implementation cannot be considered. So therefore, for this part which is C5, you actually have a fail grade there. And then for the Q&A session, members will not be able to give me a clear, satisfactory answer. So the last one, C6, also you have a fail grade as well. So overall, guys, I'm pretty disappointed with your outcome, what you have done. Okay, there's no, I think perhaps maybe if you put in an appendix, that would have justified some of the things that you're trying to say. And your choice of strategy, you said you use BCG metrics. You said you have used one is BCG metrics. The other one, let's go back to poster. You say you use BCG metrics, and then I see sudden use of IE metrics, but then I'm getting increased international market expansion and lowering prices. I'm not convinced there's a clear connection on how you develop your strategy. Okay, so this is, I would say, it's not really a good effort coming from you guys. From this group, I expect much more. Okay, so your overall provisional marks, you could get it tomorrow, huh? You should be able to view it tomorrow. I just need to compute all of them. Okay. All right, that would end our presentation cycle for this semester for business strategy.